Wow, they're doing it really well. Another first down. 6 points for Warren. A pitch out there. Good run for the Hurricanes. MB's going in the air for a bomb. Catch. The Wolverines to 10. 5. Touchdown Woodside. High school football on a beautiful Friday night in Newport News, Virginia. It is Bethel versus Menchville in a Hampton versus Newport News rivalry. Glad you're with us live right here on TV online. Greg Bickaveris along with Nate Milton, Jordan Motley. Nate, winless in Virginia.
Exactly. It is great to be back, folks, but both of these teams need to get back on the winning track, and that's going to start tonight.
Both teams are looking for their identity.
Right. It's hard to know where you're going if you don't know who you are. So this is going to be a very important game in finding out who these teams really are. But speaking of teams, we've got a new addition to our team, as you mentioned, Greg. Jordan Motley, our student announcer up here in the booth with us this year. And Jordan also happens to be a member of the Woodside Wolverines football team. So before we get to this action, Jordan, how is the season going for Woodside so far?
Well, we're 2-1, Nate, and we're just looking to game 4.
Very nice, gentlemen. All right, let's get down to the field for Bethel and Menchville. Menchville will be kicking off in the purple, gold, and white. Beautiful uniforms. Bethel in the white, gold, and black pants, coached by William Beverly. Menchville, Ray Savage, and we're underway. 27 years of football excellence. Here come the Bruins across the 30. So much early on, Nate, is how both teams react in that first possession.
Right. How you finish, Greg, a lot of time depends on how you start. So we're going to see both of these teams coming in with a sense of urgency. They want to win. They want to get off of this slide that they've been on. So they want to come out and establish the tempo, establish that tone early on. It's going to be an exciting one tonight, folks.
And we've seen these teams before for Bethel. See the official crew right there.
Of course, we've got Alan Denton, our referee for tonight. We've got Daryl Thomas is our umpire. We got
Clem Heffron, Frank Burton, Rob Calloway, Hayward Goolsby, and Kenny Hayes, respectively.
A great crew here tonight.
Absolutely.
We got a great matchup right here, Greg, not just between these two teams, but the coaches. You know, you mentioned Coach Beverly for Bethel and Coach Savage for Menchville. Great relationship on and off the field. Rivals from back in their playing days here in the area.
Absolutely. Of course, Beverly played for Bethel and Coach Kozlowski, who had him on Sports Highlights. Menchville's coach Ray Savage played for Warwick High School and Bill Lyons. No score underway, 11-18 left in the first quarter. Bethel going right to left in the white uniforms. And the Bruins keep it on the ground. When you talk about the Bruins, they like to spread offense. Menchville countered the 4-3 defense.
And for Menchville, you know, they've got the home advantage here at Todd Stadium. It's great football weather, like you mentioned, Greg, early on here in the 2017 season. So they got to take advantage of what they've got here at home and come out and really make a statement defensively against the tough Bethel offense.
Again, Denton, Thomas, Heffron, Burton, Calloway, Goolsby, and Hayes are the officials, respectively. Nice screen pass. Complete across the 50 and then some, off to the races. He's going to make it. It's going to be a touchdown for the Bruins. Just like that. Number 7, Marcus King.
Wow. Somebody crown that young man, Greg. Marcus King, striking first blood here tonight. The Bethel Bruins are on the board in Menchville. That is not the way they wanted to start this game tonight.
Let's take a look at it. Live on Cox 47, Fios 17.
And again, just a very simple play, Greg. Just right there, you see the little curl route. And there, bad tackling. If you don't wrap up, if you don't bring a guy down, even the most simple of plays can become a game changer. And right there we see an excellent run, excellent play offensively. Good way to start the game for the Bethel Bruins.
Good ball. unsportsmanlike on the offense.
But they're still
You'll have a touchdown.
they're saying it's a touchdown, so that's all that matters.
On the
We were right
kickoff.
first here.
Exactly.
That's Alan Denton who's the referee.
Alan Denton, who would be very unpopular to the Bruins out there if he took that score off the board.
And Menchville's Christopher Boyd Johnson could have intercepted that ball. He just was 1 or 2 steps behind.
Well, you know, you miss the interception when you don't wrap up, when you don't tackle. Those are simple things that can lead to big-time scoring opportunities, and we saw Bethel take advantage of that right there, Greg.
Beautiful September 8th. Kick is up. And it's good. 7-0. Bethel scores. Less than 2 minutes into the game, they played 12-minute quarters. Not what Menchville wanted.
Not what Menchville wanted at all, but for the Bethel Bruins, it is just what the doctor ordered. Coming in tonight 0-2, they want to flip the script. They want to change their fortunes, and that's a good way to start, Greg, coming out early and putting some points on the board.
Remember, Bethel's 0-2, Menchville's 0-1. 5 key points this year. Will Gloucester make the postseason? Is Mike Smith year to year at this point, head coach from Hampton since 71? How many teams will make the postseason from Newport News, Hampton, and Gloucester? Who can stay healthy? And the big question is, will Menchville get more than 1 win?
That is the eternal question. Which came first, the chicken and the egg? That's a timeless question. For the past few years here at Menchville, can the Monarchs get over that 1-win barrier?
A fact right here. Since 1999, Bethel has 108 wins, 84 losses. Menchville, 30 wins, 151 losses since 1999.
I know we got a lot of Monarchs out there watching all around the globe here on NNPS TV and NNPSTV.com, and they want to see the Monarchs change those fortunes. Of course, folks, you're watching live prep football on Cox Cable 47 in Newport News and Verizon Fios 17. And Hampton Roads Spell Sports, NNPSTV.com.
Glad you're with us right here in this beautiful, balmy Florida-like weather. Hope everybody stays safe from Irma. We don't want it around Virginia, but our thoughts and prayers of the people in Florida.
Exactly. Not only people in Florida, but the people in Houston still recovering from Harvey. It has been a bad hurricane season so far. So hopefully those out there that can see us and hear us, we hope that you guys and girls are safe out there.
Menchville needs to be proactive.
No time like the present, my friend. They got to come out here and make a statement.
Menchville in the purple, gold, and white, coached by Ray Savage. We'll go over the coaching tree later. Outside run, nowhere, just side to side.
Wow. Menchville tried to stretch that to the sidelines, but Bethel, you got to give that defense credit. They cut him off at the pass. And again, you know, DeAndre Perkins right there.
It's flat.
It's flat, and again, if you're Menchville, you got to see what works. You know, you got to find some way.
Seize the opportunity. It's the beginning of the year.
Right.
It's not the same old, same old. It doesn't have to be.
Doesn't have to
Make
be.
your identity now.
You still have a chance to turn this season around.
Right. Do it tonight. But you're playing a team that's won 3 state championships in their history. In 74, 76, and 92 under Coach Kozlowski. Of course, Bolin Shoup coached Bethel before Kaz, then Parker, Nelson, Hooker, and now William Beverly, who played for Dennis Kozlowski. For Menchville, from 70 to 97, they had 2 coaches, Nuttycombe and Jacobs. Since then, Pierce, Bryant, Mollenhauer, Byron, Moore, Tidwell, Savage. That's too much.
Yeah, you're not going to have consistency, and I've known a lot of those coaches, and a lot of those coaches are great men, but if you don't have consistency in your program, you're not going to go anywhere.
Jordan, Bethel's playing very fired up so far.
Yes, they are. They're actually playing with a great defense and very ferocious.
Off to a good start.
They're playing really great defense. I just hope it carries on to the rest of the game.
All right, it's 7-0.
You talk about being ferocious. We got Lions versus Bears out here with the Monarchs and the Bruins. So we've got 2 ferocious animals that have kind of been tamed this season. Neither team coming in with a win. So we're going to see who can be the most ferocious tonight, guys.
Menchville punting. They're down 7-0 with 8:30 left in the first quarter. Greg Picavaris, Nate Milton, Jordan Motley with us. Glad Jordan's with us. When games he's not playing, respectively. Nice punt by Menchville. It's a very good roll. Bethel leaps and gets it across the 40. once again, when you have a 50-yard field, that's great field position.
Exactly. Great starting position for the Bethel Bruins and Coach Beverly here. And we're going to see if they can continue the momentum they had off of that opening drive.
Bethel likes to spread offense, 5-3 defense.
We do have a
strength
flag
for the
on the
Bruins,
play.
running back, weakness, quarterback, closing. You see the referees and officials. Of course, closing out games. Bethel's 0-2. They need to learn how to win, too, but they're off to a good start tonight. There's still plenty of football left. Menchville likes the zone offense, the 4-3 defense. Strength is the defense, weakness is the offense, and learning how to win as well.
Into the run.
So, a
20
story,
Bethel.
7-0, and anybody can still be in this game. But for Menchville, it's almost like every position is crucial.
Yeah, and the problem for Menchville is, Bethel, they haven't won, but at least they've been scoring. They've been able to get the ball in the end zone. Menchville only comes into this game, Greg, 1 touchdown for the entire season so far. And, they say defense wins championships, but you need some offense. You need to put some points on the board to win games, and Menchville, unfortunately, hasn't found a way to do that this year.
8:10 left in the first quarter. So glad you're with us for high school football. And decent play there by the Bruins on offense, but good counterpunch by Menchville. Menchville's going to have to counterpunch.
Yeah, Menchville's got to counterpunch. They got to play to their strengths,
Kendall
which,
Hunt
just looking
to
at the
number
Monarchs
30,
early on this
Tyra
season,
Brewington
I would
Parker.
say their biggest strength on defense is probably
Back to the line of
their
scrimmage.
interior. The
was
interior
no
that
play.
Monarch defense
No
has
game.
been
No
able to
play.
stuff some
Whistle.
runs, but
First
once
and
things
10,
bounce to the outside,
Bethel.
that's where Menchville has gotten in trouble because they just don't have the speed to catch some of these guys like we saw earlier on that broken reception play. So Menchville has got to find a way to bottle up the Bruins offense and keep them stagnated here at midfield.
Bethel going right to left in the white, gold, and black pants. Traditionally green, gold, and white. We were talking before the game with Savage and Beverly. In '84, their teams played to a tie ball game, Bethel and Warwick did, when they were playing. So it's nice to have Peninsula guys, alumni, coaching, whether they're at their school or not, but still coaching in their area.
Yeah, you can see just the camaraderie between Savage and Beverly before the game. And I know, now it's all business now that the ball is kicked off. But after the game, they're going to be great friends again. But, it's good to see the camaraderie with the coaches here and coming back and giving back to the schools in this area. That's what it's all about.
All right, first listener from Suffolk checking in. Thank you for watching and listening tonight in Suffolk. Nate and I might do the text contest a little bit later. We'll save that for the fourth quarter.
Never know.
Maybe early on, Nate might give a little dose of love early. Again, Denton, Thomas, Heffron, Burton, Callaway, Goolsby, Hayes, the officials. And we want to give a shout out to Carter Ficklin, who's recovered from a stroke the last several years, and we wish him all the best.
Absolutely. Great man.
Long-time official.
Yes, best wishes and thoughts go out to Carter. Again, you talk about the heritage here of the community and the way athletics relates to it. Carter definitely one of those staples here in Newport News.
It all starts here in this area code, 757. Bethel on the run. And not much running room. Good defense there by the Monarchs. As you see right there, Kendall Hunt, the quarterback. All right, let's welcome Fazoli's, Nate Milton.
All right, Fazoli's, they feed our crew, let them feed yours. Fazoli's is on Jefferson Avenue in Newport News. There you see the number, folks. Give them a call. They feed our crew, let them feed yours. Fazoli's.com.
596-4324. Thank you, Michelle. Pizza, pasta subs, and also on sports highlights as well. 27th year of celebrating exclusive prep sports on NNPS TV and NNPSTV.com.
And again, folks, don't forget sports highlights recognized by the Newport News City Council.
Outside run there by the Bruins in the white and gold. And what Menchville needs is baby step victories. If they can just stop them here. But again, they need a score.
Well, it's like the old saying, Greg, how do you tackle a large problem one step at a time? How do you eat a large pizza? I know we just talked about Fazoli's. How do you eat a large pizza? One bite at a time. You can't eat the whole pie, as good as it may be. But so, Menchville, they got to come out here, make some small steps, make tackles, wrap guys up. And then when you get on offense, execute, get first downs. And those things are going to add up eventually. And maybe if you play smart, you can get a victory.
Great audio there by the officials as well. Another good element of our coverage. In fact, one of our texters just said how much she enjoys listening to it. So, very nice. 6:08 left in the first quarter. Bethel going backwards, but for some reason, you know, they want to chew the clock up. They want to milk the clock because they're keeping Menchville's defense on the turf.
Yeah, and I would say defense is the strong suit right now for Menchville out of the two units. But Bethel looking to take advantage of that right now.
Drop, though. Menchville needs big plays.
Almost a good job of picking that ball off by the Monarchs. And, of course, tell your friends about NNPSTV.com, folks. Again, sports highlights and the sports scene and all of our sporting events are on YouTube. And don't forget, staff, students, they are getting it done here on NNPS TV.
7-0, 5:53 left in quarter number one. We did this game back when Jacob was coaching Menchville and Kaz was coaching at Bethel. We also did Iverson's game back in '92 against Ward. And just like that, 6 more points for the Bruins.
Wow.
Bethel explosive tonight, early.
Man.
That's number 9 right there for the Bruins, Nate Milton. That's Devontae Robertson.
Let's take a look here. You just mentioned Hall of Famer Allen Iverson. Well, folks don't remember that this guy was a great football player. And here you're seeing his Bethel Bruins. Devontae Robertson doing a great job on the other end of that pass. That was Bubba Chuckian, if you will, folks. Great job by the Bethel Bruins on that connection through the air.
Great point there, Mr. Milton, on the beautiful Newport News sky. No eclipse tonight, Menchville. Gotta wake up. The eclipse is over.
They still got the eclipse glasses on.
Yeah, take the eclipse glasses off. 14-0 Bethel with 5:45 left in the first quarter. Bethel came into the game averaging 14 on offense, giving up 20 on defense. Menchville's only played one game. They lost to Warwick 39-7. That's not good.
No,
and they haven't scored here tonight.
Again, Menchville, 7 points on the season. That's not going to get it done when you talk about the caliber of teams here on the peninsula, Greg. 30 and 151 since 1999. Just let that sink in, folks. 30 wins, 151 losses. Menchville's got to do something to turn around. Can they start tonight? We shall see.
And they get across the 30 on special teams, and everything is going to count. And Carl and I said this during the practice game, which is on YouTube, between Hampton and Denby, which is a great job by our students and staff, that, you know, it should be a third of offense, a third of defense, and a third of special teams.
Yep.
Everybody's got to play a part.
Everybody plays a part. Team the best player is as good as your lowest man. And if your lowest man is really low, then how good can your team be?
Yep, takes all three, takes a village. And Nate, you do the off-season conditioning, the practice, the weight training, proper nutrition, positive attitude, all plays a part on Friday nights. Menchville in the purple. Good run right there, I like it. Nice to see a nice run by the Monarchs.
Well, like you mentioned, Greg, so much of what we see on the field,
And that was 21.
happens during the week.
Christopher Blake Johnson.
And Blake Johnson right there with a solid run. But Boyd Johnson with a solid run. But what happens on the field, a lot of it is the preparation you put in, the time in the weight room, those 2-a-days during the summer. And we see the fruition, the fruit of those seeds out here on the field every Friday here on NNPSTV.com.
All right, actually there's 4:55 left in the first quarter. Good defense there by Bethel. Bethel in the white, gold, and black. Normally white, green, and gold. Menchville in the traditional purple, gold, and white with the M logo on their helmets. Love it. Menchville's got great jerseys. It's the fourth game of the year. Nate and I always rate the jerseys for Newport News. These are Division 5 schools. We'll give a shout out to all the coaches. For Gloucester, John Scalf. You see him on Sports Highlights. He'll be on tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock on Cox Cable 47, 517, nnpstv.com. 4:25 left in the first quarter. George Massenberg, the head coach at Heritage, Marcellus Harris at Denby, Ray Savage at Menchville, Corey Hairston at Warwick, Danny Dotson at Woodside, William Beverly at Bethel, Mike Smith at Hampton. There's Ray Savage there. Alonzo Coley-Kicketan and Jeremy Blunt at Phoebus. Both these teams are Division 5, like we mentioned. Gloucester did not make the postseason last year, either did Kicketan. Phoebus did, Hampton did, Bethel did, Woodside did, Warwick did, Denby even did, and Heritage did. Now, Heritage is off to a bad start.
Yeah, Heritage is started the season slowly. We'll see if they can get things turned around. Right now, you know, if we're just looking at it, Woodside looks to be the team to beat in Newport News. 2-1.
It doesn't matter about the regular conference record. It's the overall record for the postseason. And we've seen that losing records can still get to the postseason. Quick outlet pass incomplete. We'll do a reset right here. We're in Newport News, Virginia. We played 21 minutes of real clock time. There's 4:21 left in the first quarter at Todd Stadium. Greg Bickaveris, Nate Milton, Jordan Motley, glad you're with us. See the cheerleaders there on Cox Cable 47, 517, nnpstv.com. Great city rivalry. We've done this before again back in the 90s. We've seen Bethel play against Warwick and Menchville on our airwaves. Bethel's had such great tradition under Coach Kozlowski for 25 years, who coached William Beverly. Nice roll. Menchville down 14-zip. Bethel's had great players like Jimmy Gale, Creighton Incarmenius, Allen Iverson, Menchville, Clifton Richardson, Al Toon, Rodney Womble.
Yeah, so many great names that you mentioned from both of these schools. You know, at Menchville, of course, David Macklin, who played in the NFL for a while, Robert Hunt, Bobby the Snake Stabler, one of the great running backs in Menchville history. Of course, you talk about the Hagen brothers. You talk about so many great players that have put on that purple and gold. And Coach Savage is trying to get these young Monarchs to live up to that heritage, to live up to that lineage. We'll see if they can get it done, Greg.
He played for George Welsh at Virginia in the ACC. You got serious instant credibility with these coaches here.
And his son was a great player for Menchville for many years.
14-0 Bethel. In control going right to left. Officials doing a good job.
They're doing a great job so far. A pretty clean game. But real quick, Greg, you know, you talk about those coaches. So many great coaches here. And one of my favorite coaches, one of the coaches that we've had the pleasure to cover for years is Danny Dotson, the dean, we call him, of Newport News coaches. And Jordan is somebody that plays for Coach Dotson. While we got a break here in the action, I'm wondering, what is it about Coach Dotson that makes him a cut above what we're seeing out here? You know, what is it that provides that consistency and that foundation for you as a Woodside player?
Well, Coach Dotson finds a way to get the best out of his players, whether it's talking to them on the side or making sure everybody knows that he means business. He somehow finds a way to get it done every year, and I'm glad to actually be a Woodside Warrior.
Absolutely. We finally last year started to see some success in the postseason as well, so we'll see if that carries over to the 2017 season for the Wolverines.
Jerry Shikatano just checked on Facebook.
Oh, man.
Long time. He's retired now from Menchville.
Yes, great coach.
That's what you're talking about, the alumni too, Nate, and the students, staff, and everybody.
Yep.
Bethel just in total control.
It's like a fraternity or sorority. There is a family, you know, here, not only in the Peninsula District in Newport News, but, you know, for Menchville. I can't tell you how many times I go through a week or a day and somebody that is an alumni from Menchville will reach out to me on social media and we'll conversate. And, you know, we wish our football team was doing better, but it's always great to hear from those Monarchs of the past, present, and future.
3:30 left. This is the sport of all sports, football, to start the school year off. And we want to wish everybody, all the elementary school kids, the middle school kids, the high school kids, the parents too, a great 17-18 school year.
Exactly. It's You know, a annual rite of passage. Kids going back to school, summer's over, the fall is here, football brings in us into the season, and I know there are a lot of parents that are watching at home this week, whether on NNPS TV 47, Fios 17, on NNPSTV.com. A lot of parents that are happy that their kids are back in school now. Great big Bears.
14 zip. And really, you just don't want to be the same old, same old.
No, if there's an old saying, you know, if you're not progressing, you're regressing. If you're not getting better, then you're getting worse. You know, nobody stays the same in football or in life. So if you're not moving forward, then you're moving backwards. And Menchville right now, they want to be moving forward.
Again, thank you to Fazoli's and Newport News for great pizza, pasta, and subs. We are on TV, online, on the go. We are a source for local sports on TV. Thank you to our great audience watching, and to all the locals and tourists, too, who are watching in the hotels.
Absolutely. Shout out to everybody watching us again on Cox Cable 47, Fios 17, and NNPSTV.com all around the world. And Greg, want to send a shout out to our men and women in uniform that are out there protecting this country's freedoms and allowing us the freedom to call wonderful action like this.
And our first responders, and there's a first responder by running right there. The Bethel Bruins keep pounding, pounding, pounding.
It's like all it takes, Greg, you know, if you got a cup and you pour some water in it, if there's no holes, if there's no cracks, it'll hold that water. But all it takes is one small hole, one small crack, and that hole, that cup can bust wide open. And we're starting to see that now with the Menchville defense. They're letting Bethel get in, open up those cracks, and now they're taking advantage of them. They gotta seal up these cracks.
You don't want to get down 21-0 early.
No, especially to a team like Bethel that is so hungry for a win. It could be over pretty soon.
And Bethel's a perennial postseason team.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not an elite team. They have been. They're trying to get back to an elite team. Great helmets, white, gold, black pants. Bruins up, 14 zip. And there ain't no 2-minute warnings. It's a warning basically for 48 minutes for Menchville. You're on the clock.
Exactly. You're on the clock. You know, we're live here on Channel 47 and Verizon Fios 17. They're live out there on the field. There's no redos. There's no take twos. There's no do-overs. You got to do it now or it's over.
No dice there. Menchville needs a big play, Jordan Motley. They need a big play.
Well, they're searching for something. I hope they find it soon. It's going to be an ugly night for them.
Well, as a player for the Woodside Wolverines, I'm sure you've had teams where you know that one player or a series can mean the difference in a game. Is this one of those situations right here?
It's a little too early to tell, but a great play would be a great start to a key to victory for the Monarchs.
Bethel back in the run. There's no pressure at all. 6 more points. We don't want Nate to start singing early.
Man.
20 zip.
Another big-time run for the Bethel Bruins.
They're just taking turns. Let's take a look at it again. We knew Bethel was a tough team. They're showing it tonight. And really just no pressure from the line at all.
Not at all. And there you see, once
a flag on the
he
play.
gets outside,
but it was a flag
gets
down.
to the end zone. Flag is on the play, though.
That saved Menchville the flag. You have to wait till the official calls it. So that does not count. Back to 14 zip. 14-0 is the score. Bethel over Menchville. 14 zip. Menchville going right to left on the TV dial, the white and gold. Bruins throwing it. And Menchville needs to use that as a stepping stone, as a stimulus, that they got a little confidence boost.
And Menchville, again, did a great job getting in the way of that pass, but it's not enough at this point in the game to knock the ball down. You know, that's all fine and good that you stopped, that you broke up the reception, but now you need to make big plays. You need to make game-changing plays. You need interceptions. There you see the band getting the crowd hyped up, getting the crowd enthused, but the Menchville Monarchs have to come out here and make a statement. It's not enough just to show up. You got to step up, and we'll see if they can do that tonight.
You need a lot of energy to get through a 48-minute game. They start their days off early in the morning. Both teams got great practice fields, too. Incomplete.
And so far, we've seen the deep passes, other than the deep pass to Devontae Robinson, the deep passes have not been Bethel's forte. Bethel's forte has been those short passes or those short runs that end up being broken plays. And you know, you get those long runs. But Menchville right now, their defense, they've given up a couple big plays, but the defense isn't the problem tonight, guys. The problem is, can you put points on the board?
Right, last year Bethel beat Menchville 35-16. Bethel was 6-5 last year. Menchville, familiar 1-9.
Yeah.
They always play well at the end of the season for that one game.
That one game.
And that's a good stepping stone. They stopped them, yet it was a penalty,
right?
But they need to use that as a confidence boost.
And I know it's a cliche, play each game like it's your last, but maybe Menchville should play each game like it is the 9th or 10th game of the season, because that's the one they always seem to show up in year after year. And you know, as somebody that is an alumnus, somebody that is a Menchville Monarch graduate, I would like to see this team take that next step. You know, they're not going to go 0 to 100 overnight. They're not going to, you know, become an elite team. But I want to see some improvement. And Greg Bigoveris, of course, Ferguson alumnus. How's your team doing this year, Greg?
We are an alumni forever. All right, good sack right there.
You guys are always undefeated.
You see number 7 for the Menchville Monarchs, Kajika Sarvis. They need to get in the 4th gear here soon. It's like both teams are in one gear. Bethel's transmission is going well. For Menchville, the air conditioner is going bad, carburetor, and, you know, catalytic converter all going bad. All right, that ends the first quarter with the score. It can't end soon enough for Menchville. 14-0 Bethel up. We've got 3 quarters left. We'll be back after these messages.
You're going to need me. You're going to need us. All of us. You're going to need our help with your water, your air, your food. You're going to need our determination, our compassion. You're going to need the next generation of leaders to face the challenges the future will bring. And we promise we'll be there when you need us.
All right, we're back. Greg Bigoveris, Nate Milton, Jordan Motley, our entire crew. We'll get to the report card in the 4th quarter, the crew list in the 4th quarter. Thank again, Fazoli's. As well, Bethel made the postseason last year. Menchville last made it 1993. These kids were not even born.
Oh, man, that's showing my age, because I vividly remember that game back in '93. In fact, I had traveled with the team. I was a member of the JV team at the time for the Menchville Monarchs. And, yes, that's a long time ago, folks.
Well, here tonight, September 8th, 14-0 Bethel.
And again, you know, a win tonight for Menchville would be a cause for celebration, but we've got another cause for celebration. Greg Bigoveris is going to be turning another year older sooner, so let me be the first to wish you a happy birthday, my brother. Birthday coming up on Monday, so happy birthday, Greg.
Thank you, Nate Milton.
Wish you another year of
Ageless
success. Yes.
is the age.
I'm telling you, we don't get older, we just get better, like fine wine, my friend.
You and I are like Danny Glover. And our engineer says we age like milk. But my expiration date ain't over yet. That's one thing, too. That's a good point that Greg Lesko brought up, is look at the expiration dates when you go to the grocery store.
Yeah. Yeah,
don't let them get the stuff in the front. Get it in the back.
There are good surprises and there are bad surprises in life, and that is a very bad surprise.
14-0 Bethel. And it's a continuation thing that the Hampton schools continue to dominate the Newport News schools.
Well, you know, you mentioned Mike Smith when you were talking about the coaches and the legacy that he's built up. You talk about names like Kozlowski and programs like Bethel and Phoebus and Kickintan. And it seems, you know, we'll have a team like Heritage or like Woodside that'll pop up and make some noise, but we haven't seen the consistency that the Hampton schools have had over the years.
And that's a great point, because Bethel missed a TD opportunity because of a penalty, but they got enough juice and gas in the tank to make up for it, and that shouldn't be the point. That should have been a mental stop for Menchville, but Bethel's almost like, we got this. Regardless, give it to us. We'll come back and bite you.
Well, we talked about it at the top, Greg. Identity. What is your identity? Menchville, unfortunately, they don't really have one right now because we've talked about the various coaches over the years and the various schemes, and they haven't been able. And let's go back to that number, folks. Again, 30-151 since 1999. That is the Monarchs' record. They have not had that consistency, and that Coach Savage and the staff are trying to build that right now, but it's not going to happen overnight.
Ray Savage, the coach of Menchville. His team is trailing 14-0. Flags all over the place. Denton, Thomas, Heffron, Burton, Callaway, Goolsby, Hayes. And again, we want to thank our great military for watching and all the listeners. We'll do the texting in the fourth quarter. So you can just say your name and where you're listening at, what city, what state. That'll be fun.
Exactly. So what city, what state, what country? Because we have viewers from all over the world watching on nnpstv.com.
And we want to thank Sonny Durth for putting in the TV log and also recognizing it in his notes as well. Thank you, Sonny Durth, from the Daily Press. And Roku, YouTube, we're everywhere, online.
Yeah, we are everywhere, Greg, but the Menchville defense is not everywhere as they continue to let these runs up the middle, hurt them right now. I don't see a sense of urgency from Menchville, and that's what I need to see right now from this defense.
Bethel's got a great history. Ray's wife, Michelle Price's cousins, were great players for Kozlowski, Creighton, and Mickey Incarmenius. My mother taught at Bethel, so this program is near and dear to our hearts, but we want the best team to win. I mean, I went to Ferguson, you went to Menchville. Yep. But we always have to remain neutral. And we like to see both teams play a good 48-minute game, no matter what game we've got.
And, of course, you mentioned,
But winning is contagious, but so is losing.
Yeah, it's a culture thing. When you reap what you sow. And if you're a team that is continually in a state of flux, continually losing, that's what you breed until somebody breaks that cycle. And that's what Coach Savage is trying to do, Greg. But you mentioned Bethel. One of the all-time Bethel greats and now a basketball Hall of Famer, Allen Iverson. We saw him for so many years. Tony Rutland, one of Iverson's teammates on those great Bethel basketball teams back in the day. Now the head coach over at Hampton Christian Academy.
Very nice. Bethel's up 14-0 with 9:42 left in quarter number 2. Greg Bick of Air State Milton, glad you're with us. Jordan Motley. Tell your friends about nnpstv.com. Go to nnpstv.com, hit the webcast to watch it online, watch it on TV while you're eating your Fazoli's pizza on Cox Cable 47, Fios 17.
There you see, folks. Watch sports highlights. Monday, 7 a.m., 2 p.m., and 7 p.m. And, of course, Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m. only on Cox Channel 47, Verizon Fios 17, and nnpstv.com.
Absolutely, and we've got Gloucester and, of course, Melvin Massey featured. Melvin also played for Virginia, and one interesting thing Melvin said was back then you saw the Michael Johnsons, the Blackstocks going to Virginia. Not now. Nope. That was a thing of the past.
And
that's sad.
In Virginia, we've talked about it, Greg, on these broadcasts for so many years.
We're talking about Newport News players.
Between, Al Groh and then Mike London going over to UVA, like the connection has seemed to diminish over the years, but there's so much talent here in Newport News.
But I think Mike London has found his niche at Howard.
Yeah.
And he was an assistant at Maryland for 1 year. Congratulations to him.
Big-time win over the weekend.
Bethel on the outside, just like a field day. Reminds me of the St. Andrews Field Day right there by the Mariners Museum. They're just having a field day with Menchville. That should not be the case.
No, it shouldn't be. At this point, Menchville, you've got to stop this run. You've got to get some momentum back on your side.
And it starts with the body language on the sideline, kind of flat right now.
Yeah, well, and again, it's kind of like you reap what you sow. You live what you know. And if you've been beaten down so many times, it only takes the slightest thing for you to be able to, get back into that mode.
Jordan, when you win, it's great. When you lose, you think about it for the entire week. You can wake up in the morning, you're going to think about it. You're going to eat dinner, you're going to think about it until you win.
Yes, as you said, winning is contagious, but also losing is contagious. A big loss could really tamper your momentum and your focus and help you out. But it helps you refocus and help you tune in to play a better game next week.
Sure, and Menchville has to learn how to win. This theme of the game tonight, we said it, was the identity.
Yeah, and you talk about losing being contagious, and Menchville needs some antibacterial soap or some Lysol or something to get those losing germs off of them right now, guys. And I think it starts with this defensive stand right now. We've seen if you make a pivotal stop in the red zone, that could change your momentum. That could change the outlook of the game. Menchville needs a big stop right here, right now.
And Bethel's threatening again. 2nd and 11 on the 12. See if we get a shot of William Beverly wearing a green shirt, played for Dennis Kozlowski. He played with great guys like D.D. Van and Terry Van and Rodney Howard, Creighton Incarmenius, Mickey Incarmenius, Carl Barkers, Carl Watts. I mean, Bethel had an elite team in '84 when Beverly was on that team. In fact, that year in '84, Bethel played Hampton twice, once during the non-conference, once during the regular season, and they split. I mean, can you imagine playing your arch rival? When Bethel played Hampton, when Beverly played in the 80s and in the 70s, it was an event. I mean, Hampton used to throw crabs, literally real crabs at Bethel. It was a big rivalry. Now the kids are distracted by their phone.
Right. They used to throw crabs out on the field, and now
no, at the school.
And now Jordan and his ilk are using the crab Snapchat filter. I guess that'd be the closest thing, Jay.
I like crab meat too, Nate.
Oh man, I'm actually not a big talker. I just let my work on the field show how prepared and ready I am for the game.
All right, Bethel on the outside, and they're threatening once again. Nate, it's almost like sands of the hourglass. This is the days of our lives for Menchville.
And with a lot of drama going on. It's a soap opera, if you will. But I like what Jordan had to say right there, because I think, Herm Edwards said it best. Stay off of Twitter, stay off of social media for the young athletes out there. And, of course, speaking of athletics, Sports Scene is on 1650 AM and 92.5 FM each Wednesday from 12 noon to 1 p.m. and on TuneIn.com. Type in WHKT in the search box to listen on your phone or on your computer. You can listen anywhere, Greg. You can listen on the train, on the boat.
You've done podcasting.
Absolutely.
And Bethel scores again. This time it's number 4. No, not the Gulf. But Keeson Storm starting up a thunder and lightning here before Armour gets here.
Tell you what, all the bad weather we've had over the past few weeks, this is the only storm that is acceptable. Keeson Storm, the senior running back, taking the handoff from Hunt and just waltzing into the end zone.
This should not be a practice game for Bethel.
It's a road game. You would think it would be a tough game, but right now everything is coming up. Bruins, Menchville is now, it's do or die. It's now or never. They've got to make some changes here.
There are a lot of Menchville fans here, but, they're here to watch a 48-minute game. They don't want to see a blowout. Flags all over the place. 20-0 Bethel. Nate, recap.
And, again, we've seen so many scores, and it started in the first quarter. We saw a pass from Hunt that broke for a long score.
Penalties decline.
We've seen Golden get in the end zone. We've seen Hunt get into the end zone. And now Keeson Storm with a run untouched, unabated into the end zone. 4 scores on the board for the Bethel Bruins. 3 scores on the board for the Bethel Bruins. They've done a great job of taking advantage of this porous Menchville defense.
And the kick is up, and it's good. Just like that, 21-zip.
Woo.
We mentioned last year Bethel beat Menchville 35-16. Menchville's a long way from just even getting 2 points.
I mean, we are a long way from Kansas, Toto. We are not in Kansas anymore. Menchville has to step up right now. And I'm putting it out here, guys. It is still early, Jordan. It is still early, Greg. But I'm putting it out here right now. If Menchville does not score on this next position,
you're going to walk home.
Menchville will be walking home. Menchville will not win the game.
All right, Twitter, at Greg Bick, at Sports Highlight, at N8 Mosaic.
There you go.
We got famous alumni as well from all these schools. When you think about Bethel's famous alumni, of course it's Allen Iverson.
Yep, Allen Iverson and Mike London, like you mentioned. Mike London.
Yep, he went to Bethel. He also went to TAB, too.
Yep. And again, congratulations to Coach London and that staff up in Howard for a big win. I think the odds were they were a 45-point underdog to UNLV, and they came out and won the game.
Shows you, in college, it's a 60-minute game. NFL, high school, 48. He learned a lot from Coach Kaz. We'll see what the Monarchs can do to get some type of sustaining offense.
And the Monarchs, I don't know if Bill Belichick would be able to help the Monarchs out with their adjustments tonight. I think he's still worried about fixing what's wrong with the Patriots after they got mollywopped by the Kansas City Chiefs last night, Greg Biggavaris. But Mitchell's got to make something happen on this drive.
Well, this balmy Miami-like weather night tonight. I was in Miami in June. I'm glad I'm not there now.
Yeah, again, we hope everybody out there is safe. And
please be safe. Leave Florida down if you're there. Leave. You still have a chance to.
Yeah.
Outside screen pass complete. That's what Menchville needs, little nuggets like that.
There you go.
One step at a time.
One step at a time. I think I want to say it was Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer or Frosty the Snowman, one of those old Christmas specials where Frosty was trying to walk or Rudolph was trying to walk, and the guy said, "How do you walk?" He said, "Put one foot in front of the other." And that's what Menchville needs to do. Put one foot in front of the other and just make some baby steps, and then maybe they can start walking, Greg.
You mentioned Dorothy. This ain't
Still first down. Got
the yellow brick road. It's like the green long road of 100 yards.
So you say this is like the Green Mile.
We don't want to see the Wicked Witch of the West either.
This could be the Wiz. That maybe they're trying to ease on down the road.
But not in the Sunday morning already. 21-0. The clock ain't moving fast enough for Menchville. And they need something here. They need to be proactive on offense, defense, special teams. Make the big play. Be persistent. Be proactive. Go for the ball. Do something to get some type of momentum going into halftime.
And honestly, this might be a little reckless, folks, but sometimes you got to be a little reckless to make things happen. I think this is 4-down territory. I think at this point in the game, you're going for it. You're just trying to get some first downs. And, of course, folks, we got staff and students getting it done here for you tonight on NNPS TV.
27th year of exclusive prep sports on NNPS TV and NNPSTV.com. Glad you're with us live on Cox Cable 47-517, NNPSTV.com, and YouTube. YouTube has changed podcasting.
YouTube has changed the game. Podcasting has changed the game. And right here, we're seeing Menchville trying to change the game, Greg. They finally have some positive momentum there. And I like what I saw in that play. The kid had heart. He didn't want himself to get taken down.
What are the keys for the remaining of the game first for Bethel, then Menchville?
I think the keys for Bethel, keep doing what they're doing. Keep pressing the tempo on offense and defense. For Menchville, they just got to stop the bleeding. Stop the bleeding and then get up and put one foot in front of the other and see if you can walk out the door.
And they're trying to, but Bethel counter punches. Again, Bethel is 0-2, Menchville 0-1. We did this game back in the 90s as well. Bethel is 108-84 since 1999. As we've mentioned, Menchville is 30-151. Menchville likes the zone offense. 4-3 spread, defense. Strength is the defense, weakness is the offense. They have to learn how to win. Bethel likes the spread offense, 5-3 defense, which you're seeing now, the 5-3 base. Strength is the running back. Weakness is learning how to close out games and win them themselves. Incomplete. We mentioned famous alumni, Woodside, Adrian Motley.
Yep.
Heritage, Michael Johnson. Denby, of course, Mike Tomlin. Warwick, Michael Vick.
Yeah.
And there you see it. Tomlin for Denby. Johnson for Heritage. Toon for Menchville. Played for the Jets. They could use him now. Warwick, Michael Vick. Woodside, Adrian Motley. Great ambassadors to the Newport News schools.
Absolutely. Michael Vick now part of the Fox broadcasting team.
Absolutely.
So
and of
shout
course,
out to Mike.
We would also give shout-outs to Alan Iverson, who played for Bethel as well.
Yep.
Bethel won 2 state championships before Iverson was there in 74 and 76.
And again, people forget how good Iverson was, not only on the basketball court, but as a football
Remember,
player.
it was only his junior year. He never played his senior year.
Yep.
That's even unbelievable. It took him a year to mature because he did not have that senior year of football or basketball. He did it as a junior.
And then went on to great success at Georgetown, and then, in the NBA. And now, like we said, Greg, newly minted Hall of Famer Allen Iverson.
He'd be a good executive with the Sixers.
Absolutely. Just goes to show you the talent that we have in this area.
Menchville trying to do something. They throw it. And when you catch it, like you always say, Nate, you got to bring it down.
Yeah, your hands touch it, you got to hold on to it. Menchville, I like what they were doing. They're trying to go underneath and maybe get a bit of a rub route going. But unfortunately, if you don't catch the ball, you can't get it moving forward. And so Menchville, again, that was a series. I think that's a crucial series, guys. Again, it might be a little too early to say that, but I think they needed to score on that drive.
I thought you were saying Menchville needs to Google Siri and ask you, what do you need to do? Menchville, Google Siri, what do I need to do? I don't think Siri has the answer. What will Siri say?
I think Siri would be like, can you repeat your question? Perhaps you'd like to go home and try it again next week. I don't know why I made Siri like a British butler.
Again, you got to celebrate scores, though. You got to contain, sustain, keep it going.
Yeah.
Keep the momentum going.
And that's the problem with Menchville. They're not getting any momentum to sustain. It's
like one play and we're going home.
Yeah, for every step they're taking forward, they're taking 2 or 3 steps back and a step to the side. So they're not getting any momentum going. And against a team like Bethel, Bethel might come in here without a win, but don't let the record fool you, folks. Bethel's a tough team.
Menchville finally getting a good play for them. You see their quarterback, number 7, Kachika Sarvis. They've had good quarterbacks like the Hagan brothers, Billy Wright before in the past.
Yep.
Menchville's greatest teams were under Nuttycombe, and of course Jacob. That's it.
Yeah.
Really, that's been it. Unfortunately.
And after Coach Jacob, like you mentioned, we've had a parade, a cavalcade, a litany of coaches over the years here at Menchville.
Too many.
Coach Savage, the latest coach, trying to turn things around here.
4:53 left till halftime. Menchville just trying to sustain in Bethel's field position. It's almost like Bethel's just taking a break right now from their offense.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we're just going through the fundamentals and the drills. And so much, as you know, with your coach, Danny Dotson, is repetition, repetition, repetition.
Well, I'm a firm believer of proper preparation prevents poor performance. And as you can see, Bethel properly prepared for this game. I'm not sure if Menchville had the same preparation. Well,
yeah, and just like in the classroom, it's academics, athletics, and activities. You have to be prepared before you get here.
How about Jordan with the alliteration? Proper preparation prevents poor performance. I like say that 5 times fast at home, folks.
Menchville in the shotgun, nowhere, across the 40. And as you know, field goal kicking in high school is not guaranteed.
It's not even guaranteed in college, Greg.
Or the NFL.
It's a bit dicey. It can be a bit dicey at times. So you want to score and leave nothing to chance. But you mentioned for Menchville, it goes back to that quarterback position. And Menchville's had some decent quarterbacks over the years. You talk about during the Jacob years, Andy Marlowe, Marcus Lee, a.k.a. Dink, Tracy Parker, Jay Reed. More recently, Menchville had Clifton Richardson behind center for.
He went to Virginia.
Well, yeah, went to UVA. So they've had some talent, but I think it's a matter of
pieces,
everything coming together.
Pieces. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't win with just a piece here and a piece there. It's got to be a total team effort.
11 on offense, 11 on defense. Yeah. Special teams, we say it's a third.
Yep.
And we said it during the Hampton-Denby game, which is on YouTube. It's got to be a third, and a third.
Yeah.
Offense, defense, special teams. Because not everybody's going to click on all three.
Nope.
Like last night, you saw it. The Patriots did not click on all 3 cylinders. Their defense was horrible.
The defense was horrible. And when the defense is bad, that puts more pressure on their offense. And if the offense is bad, then that puts pressure on the defense, and it all goes downhill.
And he was in trouble, and he runs near the 30, Kachika Sarvis. And look, he didn't fold.
He didn't fold. Great pocket awareness by Sarvis, felt the defense closing in, and found a way to get outside, matriculate that ball down the field, pick up the first down. Good drive so far for the Menchville Monarchs, but again, they've got to finish the deal. They got to close it out. They got to find pay dirt before the end of the half.
We played an hour of elapsed time almost, 55 minutes, with 3:10 left to intermission. Menchville in the purple, gold, and white at home at Todd Stadium. And they get some breathing room. Menchville needs to put some points on before halftime.
Yeah, and
you don't want to go in the locker room with a goose egg.
No, you don't. And a long drive like this, Greg, it can lull the defense into a false sense of security. It can lull the defense into making some mental mistakes and having some lapses in concentration. And so right now I'm liking the pace and the tempo from Menchville. If they can keep this going and find their way into the end zone, that'll go a long way towards giving them some momentum going to the half.
Menchville on the outside near the 20. Menchville in the purple, gold, and white, down 21-zip with 2:31 left till halftime. And Perkins continues to roll for Menchville. Again, Bethel just trying to hold them as they go into the locker room with an injured player on the field. Of course, usually the defense is ahead of the offense, but like I said, this is when you're football in high school, you have practice games, but there's no preseason games. And when you're practice is not the same as game time activity.
Absolutely not. And you know, you've got to commend football at all levels for trying to become more safer, but football can never be 100% safe, Jordan. You know, it's not a contact sport, it's a collision sport. So, you know, speaking to, you know, just being in shape and trying to take care of yourself, what are some of the things, you know, that your coaches and your training staff have told you in terms of taking care of yourself out there on the field and what can be a very violent game at times?
Well, the main way to protect ourselves on the field is make sure we prepare off the field during the off season, which by conditioning and making sure that we are in shape enough to go 100% all the time.
Fans enjoy the game. We wish this injured player all the best. Of course, 48-minute game. It's a physical game. Tackle football, never easy.
Good to see the young man.
You can't really stimulate game action.
No, you can't. You know, even in practice, you can't simulate the speed and the ferocity like Jordan mentioned earlier that you're going to see out there on the field. But it was good to see, you know, the young man walking off the field under his own power.
Still another injured player from Menchville at the 30. He gets up. There he is. He's limping. Wish him all the best as well. Menchville, of course, so many coaches. Nuttycombe, Jacob Pierce, Bryant Mullenhauer, Byron. In the 70s, Menchville had great rivalries with Nuttycombe and Matt Boone at Denby. 80s, Nuttycombe and Bill Lyons. And Menchville always played Hampton tough. They didn't always beat them, but they played them tough back when Nuttycombe was coaching. And Menchville's got some daylight. Number 7. Kajika Sarvis trying to get a presence.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I've liked what we've seen from Sarvis on this drive, the junior quarterback. And, you know, the quarterback is the leader of the team for a reason. And sometimes, you know, when you're a leader, you got to put the team on your back. You see the fans wanting this Monarch team to score before the end of the half. And so sometimes you got to take it on yourself to motivate your team, put the team on your shoulders, and drag them, sometimes kicking and screaming, to the end zone, to the finish line. And we're seeing right now a great performance by Sarvis on this drive. Can they finish it, though, Greg? Can they score? Can they finish
Somebody's
it
got to be the leader.
There you go.
21-zip timeout in the play. Bethel 0-2, Menchville 0-1. You see Ray Savage there, went to Warwick High School, played for Bill Lyons. Bill Lyons also coached Oscar Smith in Chesapeake. Of course, condolences again during the offseason, the late Bill D., former Southampton, Phoebus, and Oscar Smith coach, also an assistant at Christopher Newport and Old Dominion, passed away.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you talk about all of the various stops D made. For me personally, he'll always be the coach of Phoebus to me. When I was a player back at Menchville, we used to hate to have to go see those guys. But, he is somebody, we talk about the fabric of this area and the lineage and the legacy, so many great coaches and players. You cannot talk about football in this area without bringing up the name Bill D. He's a great coach.
And we did his games against Woodside, and his great running back Elon Lewis lit up Woodside.
Absolutely. Elon Lewis, one of the best runners I've ever seen out here in this area. And of course, Coach D will be missed. Condolences to his family. One of the true legends in this area in terms of high school football.
Menchville scores. Woo! Menchville scores. Menchville scores. Number 8.
Wow.
Matthew Banton.
Matthew Banton finally gets the Monarchs on the board. Let's take a look. They've been softening up that interior defense for the Bethel Bruins on this drive, and here you go. Right there, up the middle. Players, put your pinky rings up to the moon, because right there we see the magic by Matt Banton.
Pinky swear for Menchville.
Pinky swear for the Menchville Monarchs. Could we see some magic here for Menchville, Greg?
It's not Ripley's Believe It or Not, folks. They did score. And the kick is up.
Wow.
And it's good. Say it ain't so.
There is life left in these Monarchs.
21-7. We're not at the Comedy House tonight. Menchville does score. Live on Cox Cable 47 517 and NMPSTV.com.
Menchville has a pulse, folks. Do not count them out. And, of course, you're watching live prep football on Cox Cable Channel 47 in Newport News and Verizon Fios 17. And Hampton Roads spells sports, NNPSTV.com. And, of course, we want to thank you, Fazoli's in Newport News, for great pizza, pasta, and subs. And don't forget, on TV, online, on the go, we are your source for local sports on TV. Thank you to the great audience out there watching, all of the locals and all of the tourists. We appreciate you checking us out. Friday Night Football, we are back, and we are better than ever, folks.
21-7, Bethel. Menchville, much-needed touchdown. Now, they did score a touchdown against Warwick, too, and lost 39-7.
With that score, Menchville has doubled their output for the season. Now they have 14 points on the season.
7 a game so far. They need more than 7 to win tonight, though.
Oh, yeah. But it's a start, Greg. What are we talking about? 1 foot in front of the other.
Identity.
1 foot in front of the other.
And Bethel a little shaky on special teams. Well, they bounce back, and that's what you don't want. So 2-1 laning. And it's leaning toward Bethel. One offense going left to right. And will Menchville be able to rebound and stop on a big play here?
And Menchville, the offense came out, they did their part. We saw Sarvis and Banton and that Menchville offensive line do their part. Now the defense has got to step up.
College games going on. Indiana at Virginia, Delaware, Virginia Tech, Oklahoma at Ohio State, NFL, Eagles, Redskins, Steelers, Browns, Giants, Cowboys.
So many great
games. We will see
games.
Elliott, right? I think it's TV reasons, too.
Yeah, so many great games. Football is back, Greg. College, pro, and, of course, high school right here. And I'm telling you, the Giants, Cowboys, obviously that's a big game in this area. NFC East, a lot of NFC East fans in the area, so we'll see. I'm intrigued to see the Cowboys this season with Prescott with a year under his belt. Can he take that next step?
And no distraction of Romo, who's now with CBS.
Yeah.
Bethel keeping the ground wisely. Smart team, not going for any big play. They're up by 14. That's a comfortable lead no matter who you're playing.
Yeah, particularly, when you're this close to your own end zone. You don't want to make any mistakes. Play it conservatively. Let's get to the half.
You can get tight by being on the sideline, too. So if you get to loosen back up.
Yeah, that offense, let's not forget, folks. Let's not underestimate how long Menchville was on the field for that drive.
Bethel's 5-3 defense wasn't used to it. And the Bruins in the white shirts keep it on the ground. With 1:28 left till halftime. Bethel up 21-7 in the white, gold, and black. Menchville purple, gold, and white at Todd Stadium.
And Menchville doing their best right now, bottling up this Bruins
Maybe strip
offense.
the football if they can.
Yeah, we just saw in that last play, number 9, Davion Janifer was in
Personal
at the
foul.
end of that play.
Defense, 15 yards from the end of the run. 1st and 10,
Wow.
Bethel.
That is what you can't afford to have, Greg, happen at this point in the game.
Yep, and the referees, no matter what school they went to, they got to be neutral too.
Right.
So usually when you see like a big ACC team against an SEC, it might be a Big Ten official.
Yeah.
You got to stay neutral all the time, whether you're on the field or up in the booth.
Yeah, neutrality, being impartial, being fair to both of these teams out there. And that was what Menchville didn't want, because now you give Bethel some good field position. They can do some things.
Bethel on the ground. By ground, air, and sea. Menchville just wants to go to halftime down by 14.
And how quickly things change. Menchville had a chance to bottle Bethel up, maybe even force a punt with Bethel deep in their own territory. But now at Bethel close to midfield, they're making some moves. They could get another score before the end of this half.
Down for the
Yeah,
Bruins
they're close to
now
the
at their
50.
own 46.
Less than a minute left, though. And Menchville forces them outside. Greg Bickabera, State Milton.
More flags down.
Jordan Motley here at Todd Stadium in Newport News with 53 seconds left in the second quarter.
Looks like it might be some a late hit, maybe some unnecessary
Pick up
roughness.
yardage for a first down, but there's a flag on the play.
Ball, personal foul. Late hit out of bounds on the defense. 15 yards from the end of the run. 1st down, Bethel.
Wow.
Great audio there by the officials.
That's two penalties in a row, costly penalties for the Menchville Monarchs. And Jordan, both of those penalties, unsportsmanlike, personal fouls, mental mistakes, mental errors. You can't afford that if you're a team trying to turn things around like Menchville.
Yeah, Menchville definitely has to have more discipline. They have to know the situation, make sure Bethel goes in the half, only having 21, and now they give them a chance to score.
Bethel's in great field position. Menchville does not want to self-destruct because there's still plenty of time for Bethel to get some points.
0.8 seconds
Right.
remaining.
You're
in the
in
first
a
half.
fight with a bear right now, and the bear's tough enough to fight without you helping him. You don't want to get a bear a knife or a sword or a
any honey.
chair or some honey like Winnie the Pooh. So like right now you're giving the bear weapons. Don't give the bear weapons. That's my tip for the night, folks.
Bethel's, all right, Rising Juniors. If you're interested in TV production, call Telecom for more information to schedule a tour. Call 591-4687, extension 0. We want to see you in the fall of 2018. Great crew, and we'll acknowledge them in the fourth quarter. A lot of newcomers. Thank you to our staff and students for getting our audio and video done as professionally as you do. Also a great job at school board meetings, too. Sports highlights, Fusion Fitness, all the great shows at NNPS TV.
Yeah, you got to give a shout out to the student crew for bringing this live game to you folks. Just think about it. There's a lot of colleges out there that don't even do live broadcasts.
And we see you tourists at the hotels. Keep it on 47. Bethel going for the bomb. Touchdown.
Wow.
The Bruins score again. Just like that, they erase the touchdown by Menchville. Bethel's not in the witness protection program, folks. They make it 27-7, workmanlike fashion by William Beverly's team. Bethel's quarterback has woken up tonight, folks.
Kendall Hunt with the rainbow pass to Marcus King.
Wide open.
And you know what's at the end of the rainbow? The pot of gold. Bethel found the pot of gold, Greg.
King, rook, queen, it's all done. They're not playing checkers. They're close to checkmate. Excellent play there by the Bruins.
Man.
Kick is up, and it is no good. So Menchville stops, and that's not what Menchville wanted going to the locker room.
Yeah, and the worst part about that, like Jordan was talking about, that was something that could have been avoided. You had two penalties back to back, and you gave Bethel the opportunity to score, and they cashed in on it. Marcus King with the reception, Hunt with the pass, and Bethel now has, reasserted their dominance. Once you had them on the ropes, like I said, if you're fighting in the woods with a bear, don't get a bear a sword, a knife, and a pot of honey, because you're going to come up on the wrong end of that equation, folks.
We're live right now on Cox Cable 47, 517, NNPSTV.com. Bethel is up 27-7 Great graphics by our crew, Gabe and the great students there. 27-7. Right here, the Bruins up by 20. Also, I believe Tyson's doing the camera tonight, too.
We've got a great crew out here tonight. And again, folks, we are bringing this to you on Newport News Cox, Channel 47, Verizon Fios 17, and NNPSTV.com.
And our engineer, Greg Lesko, is a big fan of Roku.
You got Roku.
He's like the weatherman. Every engineer we've had is a weather expert. Greg Swan, if he saw a drop of rain, he would call the National Weather Service. We had so many great engineers.
1st and 10, Menchville from the 35.
And Monarchs with a first down, starting out on this drive. And again, I think, Greg, if I could do things over again, I probably would have become a weatherman because weather and baseball are like the only two things where you can be right 3 out of 10 times and still get paid, still get that money.
Speaking of which, the Orioles, will they make the postseason?
Oh, they've been on a hot streak as of late. I know we got a lot of fans of the Baltimore Orioles in this area, the Norfolk Tides, their AAA affiliate. I would love to see it. I'm gonna root for the O's. I think they have what it takes to get over the hump. The pitching's improved, the hitting's improved. So yeah, I think Baltimore finds a way to get that wild card spot.
Menchville complete. Nice catch by number 84. For the Menchville Monarchs.
And that was service to number 84, the tight end, James Norfleet, the junior. And see, that's the problem with Menchville. This could have been happening a minute ago if they had stopped Bethel on 4th down and hadn't committed those penalties.
There's a sack, and that might do it for the halftime. Bethel in total control with 6 seconds left, 27-7. You mentioned the Orioles are playing a tough Indians team and losing.
Yeah, the Indians are looking good again this season. And I think they're going to make another trip to the World Series this October, Greg. But yeah, baseball is coming down to the wire. Football is just beginning. So many great things going on. High school football is in full swing. College football. This is one of the best times of the year if you're a sports fan.
Still, you can go to the beach and enjoy the weather.
Yeah, you can still go to the beach.
Just not Miami Beach.
I'm telling you what, Jordan doesn't have time at the beach, though. He's too busy practicing and training.
George got Danny Dotson in his ears.
Man, I never had time.
On the defense. 10 yards from the end of the run. First down, Menchville.
More Star Wars coming out later this year.
Star Wars coming out later this year. Thor is coming out later this year. A lot of good movies coming out this fall.
What movie is this tonight? Bethel and Menchville. It's not, of course, day 9 in October. We do our Halloween candy.
Yeah.
This is not a horror movie tonight. We know Ray Price loves horror movies.
Wow.
But you know what? No horror movie is scary with the mute button. That's the halftime. Keep that audio up cranking. We're at halftime at Todd Stadium in Newport News. Live on Cox Cable 47, Fios 17. Bethel from Hampton leads it 27-7 over the Menchville Monarchs. Stay tuned.
Oops. Uh-oh. Sorry.
Get on top of it before they do. Every 24 minutes, tipped furniture or a falling TV sends an injured child to the emergency room. Preventing tip-over incidents is easy, inexpensive, and only takes 5 minutes. Learn how to secure your furniture and TVs to protect children at anchorit.gov.
All right, we're back right here. It is halftime in Newport News. Virginia, Greg Bicaveros, Nate Milton, Jordan Motley. The Bruins 27, Menchville 7. Enjoy the Menchville band. We'll be back for the third quarter. Stay tuned. Lock it in.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, for your halftime entertainment, we're proud to present the Menchville High School Marching Monarchs.
It's a school night.
With Gary and Todd?
Yeah.
Not sure about those two.
I've been meaning to ask you.
This is tougher than I thought.
Is there any drinking going on in this crowd?
No.
I hope not, because alcohol can lead you to say things and do things that you really wish you hadn't.
Isn't this what you're supposed to say?
I know.
So if any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't.
I'd do anything to keep you safe.
Okay, I will.
I hope this is working.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you.
Ryan.
Yeah?
So start the conversation even before they're teenagers.
Good idea.
For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. A message from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration.
You might feel like there's too many problems in the world, or that, you as a 15-year-old, 16-year-old can't really make a difference.
It's not always about you. It's not just one person. It's a group. It's a team. If we all show up together, that's what it's all about.
I was a part of helping to build what it is today.
I'm really lucky to get to be a part of that legacy.
Just that simple act that takes, 5 or 10 minutes of your time is making a difference and is transforming someone else's life.
Once you get there and realize how much you can change someone's life, it's one of the best feelings in the world.
I'd do anything to convince you just to be a part of this.
You guys keep doing what you're doing. It's something special.
Get up and try something. Just try it. Just go to one event, one action team event.
It'll just make you feel so good about yourself.
Music and fine arts provide enriching experiences. They teach students that there can be more than one solution to a problem, more than one right answer, that mistakes are learning experiences and present an opportunity to be creative and flexible. The arts encourage persistence and dedication. They require sustained concentration, personal reflection involving critical analysis, and self-adjustment to reach desired goals. These are essential 21st century skills. Skills recognized as important to productive career and citizen success. Each student deserves and benefits from an arts-rich education.
Here at the Peninsula SPCA, there are many ways to help out the animals in the community. There is pet adoption, foster care, volunteer work, and even a petting zoo. All these animals need as much help as they can get, and you can be there for them to give them that help. For more information, visit peninsulaspca.org.
Our younger students have the right idea. Today's leading careers are involved in science, technology, engineering, and math. Newport News Public Schools has embarked on an aggressive STEM education initiative that prepares students to take full advantage of STEM opportunities in higher education and career fields. So, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Research shows that reading aloud is the single most important thing you can do to help a child prepare for reading and learning. More than 15% of young children, 3.1 million, are read to by family members fewer than 3 times a week. Only 48% of young children in this country are read to each day. Is 15 minutes enough to make a difference?
Yes.
The Telecommunications Center is an award-winning television production facility for high school students in the Newport News Public Schools. Students can learn studio, remote production, audio operation, editing, directing, and much more. Students can also earn college credit through dual enrollment. The center has graduates working for MTV, ESPN, CNN, Entertainment Tonight, and Tyler Perry Studios. If you want to jumpstart your career in broadcasting, contact your guidance counselor or call 591-4687.
All right, let's go to our wonderful student announcer, Deja.
Thanks, Greg. I'm here at Todd Stadium live here with band director Miss Deborah Sarvin. Sorry, I'd like to start out by saying great performance, and I'd like to ask you, Can you tell me any of the pieces, the name of the pieces that you featured?
We started out with Superman, and then we went into Gustav Holst's Mars.
Awesome job. As in intonation and your color guard, they did an amazing job. Now, I'd like to ask you as a director, what do you see different from the previous season?
We're very young. We have a lot of new faces and new freshmen in, and we're just trying to get them oriented to everything, and they kind of freaking out right before they went on the field.
Right. So our team here that you guys are taking a trip to Greece. What made you pick that specific location?
We're going to Rome.
Rome, Italy.
Yeah, we were invited. We had gone to London a few years back, and the same group is hosting a parade in Rome on New Year's and invited us to come.
Awesome, awesome. Anything you'd like to say to the NNPS TV on behalf of your band?
Just let everybody know that every band in the city deserves accolades, because these kids have been out since August, just like the sports teams, and we're after school 3-4 days a week, and then here obviously tonight at a parade tomorrow morning. So we work hard and we enjoy what we do, and we hope everybody else enjoys it as well.
Awesome. Well, there you have it, folks. I'm Deja Brown here for NNPS Telecom. Back to you, Greg.
Our buddy Deja Brown, hats off to her for doing a great job with the interview there. Sideline reporter extraordinaire, Greg Bickaveras, Nate Milton, of course, with Jordan Motley. Nate, quick turnaround for Menchville. They're down by 20. They've only got 24 minutes left.
Exactly. And what they've got to do is find some way to regain whatever mojo they had on that long drive in the second quarter. And find a way to come back. Step up.
Hi, my name is Barbara Smith, and I'm with the Newport News Public Schools Department of Transportation. At the bus stop, students should stand away from the road in an orderly fashion and always be mindful of other people's property. While on the school bus, students should always behave, keeping their hands, heads, and any other objects inside the bus so as not to distract the driver from keeping their eyes on the road. Motorists must stop for a school bus and remain stopped until the bus's lights are off and begins to move again. Here at Transportation, our #1 objective is the safety of the children.
For that nice public service announcement, Barbara Smith. 12 minutes left in the third quarter. Greg Bickaveras, Nate Milton. Nate, keys here in the second half.
Keys here for Menchville. They have got to find some way to recapture the magic they had on that one drive in the second quarter. That long drive that tired out the Bethel defense and finally allowed Menchville to get into the end zone. They've also got to limit their mistakes. Simple mistakes. We've seen too many penalties here for the Monarchs. They got to get rid of that, or they're not going to have any chance to win. For Bethel, they have to be consistent. Be aggressive, like that old cheer. Be aggressive, be aggressive. They got to come out, put the screws to Menchville, bring the fight to the Monarchs, and I think if they do that, Bethel will walk away with their first win of the season.
And that's still a long ways away, though. And, of course, Menchville will get the ball down by 20. Coach Ray Savage and company trying to draw up something.
Procedure. Kicking team. Free kick, kicked out of bounds.
You see right there the
25 yards from the
referee Denton.
1st and 10, Menchville.
Thomas, Heffron, Burton, Callaway, Goolsby, Hayes, the officials. We're at Todd Stadium in Newport News, Virginia. This is where the Newport News schools play their games. They also play at Darling Stadium and, of course, non-conference games and, of course, when they take on Gloucester. Gloucester's the only school of the 5 Newport News, 4 Hampton, and Independent that plays in their own home field.
Yeah.
They have a nice stadium, too, as you'll see on Sports Highlights on nnpstv.com and tomorrow morning and Sunday at 9 a.m. on Cox Cable 47, 517. Menchville's got some gas. They woke up here early. They need to keep that gas going.
They've got to come out here, reestablish themselves, announce themselves. You know, we heard that great interview with Deja and the band director, and one of the songs the band played at halftime was the theme to Superman. So we need more Superman from Menchville and less Clark Kent. Take off your shirt, take off the tie, take off the glasses, come out here and start flying, come out here and show some conviction. That's what we need right now for the Menchville Monarchs.
Menchville needs that conviction, and that's been the theme the entire game. They get 1 or 2 plays. They just can't rest on their laurels.
Yeah, and then they can't get a consistent groove going. You know, they take 1 step forward, 2 steps forward, and then end up taking 3 steps back. So you never get in the rhythm, you never get in the groove, and you don't have sustained offense. Outside of that one drive in the second quarter, Menchville has been stifled. So they got to come out here. And what was the key to that big, long drive, Greg, was the runs up the middle, up the gut, really pounding like it's like a boxing match, like we saw with Mayweather and McGregor. You work the body, the hands are going to come down, and you can go to the head and get that knockout. They got to start landing some body blows on Bethel.
27-7, 11-10 left in the third quarter. Glad you're with us. Menchville trailing. Incomplete. Let's go to Fazoli's. Fazoli's in Newport News. Thank you, Michelle. They feed our crew. Let them feed you. They have a location in Chesapeake as well. 11739 Jefferson Avenue, 596-4324, Fazoli's.com. And, of course, that is courtesy of Ray Price right there. Great graphic on our screen. Also sponsor of Sports Highlights. Very convenient, too. They've sustained since the 90s.
Exactly. You know, we talk about legacy and heritage and tradition here in Newport News on the field. Fazoli's is a Newport News tradition as well. So shout out to everybody there. They feed our crew. Let them feed yours. Head to Fazoli's.com for pizza, pasta, and subs.
And salads.
Yeah, I think you and I need some more salads in our diet.
I'll never forget one time, Lou Shackelford, the former Denby tennis coach, we were talking about salads. He goes, I'm not a rabbit, Greg. And that's a great point.
Man cannot live by lettuce alone.
Or water either.
Or water.
Ray Savage talking to his young quarterback there, Kachika Sarvis. Menchville just trying to learn how to win. We mentioned it hurts. 30 and 151 since 1999. Not many winning teams there. But a great punt by the Monarchs. And Bethel again. Continued sustained excellence. Bethel is a very good 0-2 team, folks. They are a perennial playoff team fighting against Hampton, Kickingham, Phoebus, year in and year out, flags on the play.
39 yards on the punt for the.
You don't let that record fool you. Bethel is a tough team.
They will probably make the postseason again. That's the one good thing. The one good thing is a lot of teams make it. Yeah. The bad thing is you reward mediocrity or losing records.
Yeah,
That's never good.
We've seen teams with 3 wins getting to the postseason.
Denby made it last year with the losing
15
record.
yards from the end of the run. 1st and 10, Bethel.
Alan Denton. Of course, Buddy Denton was a longtime Kickingham baseball coach.
Another penalty against the Menchville Monarchs. That's no way to get back in the game.
You know what? You give Bethel half a field. We're live tonight on Cox Cable 47, 517, NNPSTV.com. And all the kids and adults watching, please try to come to the game. Don't forget, in the fourth quarter, we're going to give you a number to text, and you can say your name and city, and we'll acknowledge you on the air in the fourth quarter when we have fun. Great job by our crew in the truck who get it done early. They get here early at 3 o'clock and set it up. Live audio and video to your living rooms, your phones, your computers, your tablets, all the tourists watching as well.
Yep, the tourists and the locals alike watching us here. Cox 47, Verizon Fios 17, and NNPSTV.com. Hampton Roads spell sports, NNPSTV.com. And again, there's so many ways now with the advent of technology and social media for you to view this game. You don't even have to be at home anymore to watch this game.
Watch it here.
Watch it here. Watch it on the road.
Exactly.
Watch it at work.
Life is mobile. Take it with you like all the great websites.
There you go.
And, of course, 9:32 and counting in the third quarter. Menchville needs to get something here. And, of course, originally we were going to do Heritage and Gloucester. That got pushed till Saturday. Heritage is still looking for their first win. They're in trouble right now.
Yeah, Heritage along with Woodside have been kind of the two consistent teams in Newport News the past decade or so. But Heritage off to a slow start. We'll see if they can get things turned around.
Bethel just trying to chew the clock up. That was a late call. Bethel gets it back.
Wow.
He might have been down anyway, but regardless, you got to be attentive all the time. Pay attention to detail.
Yeah, opportunities only come but so often. And if you're Menchville and you see that ball, you get it loose, you got to go after it. You got to give up your body to dive and get that thing. And we didn't see that sense of urgency.
It was like I play basketball out here. Like, go for the loose balls and dive. You have to show that, that proactive stuff.
Hustle points.
Like Ray Lewis would say, any dogs in the house.
Any dogs in the house. And Menchville, they have to protect this house. Haven't done a good job of protecting the house so far tonight. Like, they've left the back door open, left the screen door unlocked.
Yep.
The medicine cabinets open. fridge is open.
Bethel's had great tradition in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and this decade, and the 21st century. That could have been a touchdown there, but he dropped it. And the field and the facilities look beautiful. Philip and the great crew, and Philip who went to Ferguson High School. I learned so much from Dick Tyson and Greco over the years, Belinda Langston, Mike Nichols, their time, their talent, their treasure. I tell you, this field is best as any grass field in the entire Hampton Roads area, or the state for that matter. Right here, Virginia High School League should be proud of it. This is not a new building either, folks. Bethel fumbles, lose a little concentration. They need to stay focused on the game at hand. Both teams do. Bethel's in control, but they just can't take their foot off the gas pedal.
No, you can't take your foot off the gas pedal, and you also can't shoot yourself in the foot with silly mistakes and mental errors such as fumbles.
There's Ray Savage, who played for George Welsh, played for Bill Lyons at Warwick High School. Warwick made the postseason back then. Good defense there by Menchville. For Bethel, they got Warwick, Hampton, Gloucester, Phoebus, Woodside, Denby, and Heritage. Menchville, they got Denby coming up, Kecoughtan, Norcom, Hampton, Gloucester, Heritage, Woodside, and Phoebus.
It does not get any easier for the Monarchs. And again, this is the time where you want to see Menchville step up. They got to come out here. And particularly on defense, Jordan, you play linebacker for the Woodside Wolverines. From a defensive standpoint, what does Menchville got to do right now?
They basically have to be physical and aggressive and force turnovers. They're down in the game by a lot, but they're not out of the game at all. If they can have a spark on defense, I'm sure it could turn the tide for the offense.
Here comes Bethel, scrambling. Their quarterback, he's growing up tonight. And that's a mark of a good quarterback. Those out of bounds are in trouble.
Really good job of avoiding the sack by Hunt and then just throwing the ball away. Great job. Sometimes it's the throws that you don't make that are just as important as the throws that you do make.
And Elijah and Michelle in the truck, and all our great listeners watching online. We'll acknowledge them in the fourth quarter. Thank you, Elijah and Michelle, for coming tonight.
Always good to see Elijah. When Elijah's in the house, it's a big-time game.
Offense.
End of the fourth quarter, we will be.
Yes, in the fourth quarter, we will be live. We'll be interactive, Greg. We will be sending the shout-out to you folks to send the shout-out right back to us.
You can tweet us at Greg Bick, GREGBIC, or.
And, of course, at @8MOZAIK, at Nate Mosaic on Twitter.
Twitter's always interactive.
Twitter.
Whether you're asleep or not.
And the thing about Twitter is you can talk to anybody. You could be, somebody like myself or Greg or Jordan, and you can tweet to, a singer or an athlete or even the President of the United States. So, Twitter is such a remarkable piece of technology that, brings the world a little bit more together by connecting us all.
Menchville, a lot of alumni in the area. So does Bethel. Great tradition of these two schools, especially Nuttycombe and Kozlowski. Billy Wright was a great quarterback for Menchville. And, of course, Allen Iverson for Bethel. Both teams just can't doing the same old, though, because they have to prepare for not only this game, there's still another quarter left, but the future is not going to be easy. No. As Yoda said, clouded future you might have.
And then for Bethel right now, they're wearing these dark side uniforms, if you will, with the black pants tonight. They got to come out and really make a statement against Menchville, because, it's not whether you win or lose sometimes, but it's how you respond to that loss that makes all the difference. Woodside had a loss earlier this season, but came back and responded emphatically in their last game, and that's what you want to see. If you're a team that loses, you might take an L, but you got to bounce back.
A nice zip pass there by Menchville Sarvis, but incomplete. Somebody's got to make a big play.
Yeah.
And like we said earlier, too, nice pigskin football there, is you just can't score and that's it. Yeah. It's like you go to the grocery store on one play. You still got to buy groceries the rest of the week.
You can't rest on your laurels. It's great that Menchville scored, but what did you do after that? You had two very costly penalties that led to a Bethel Bruins score, and now you're down big. So Menchville's got to step up right here, right now.
And nice run right there. Good play. Busted play, respectively, by Sarvis. And Sarvis has got to be the leader of this team.
Yeah.
Menchville is crying for a leader.
Yeah, Kajika Sarvis, the junior, he might be that leader. I liked what I've seen so far tonight from Sarvis. It all hadn't been great, but you've seen some toughness. You've seen some grit, some moxie, if you will, by the young man, by the junior. And he's out here trying to lead this team, trying to get something going for the Menchville Monarchs. Yeah, they may not win this game, but, you know, it's how you play. You know, I know it sounds like a cliche, but Menchville's got to come out here and play with some heart.
And they got to look at the clock, because the clock now is a factor, even though we're in the third quarter.
Clock is like an extra opponent. It's like the 12th man on the field.
Nate prefers the cab. And nice catch there by number 21 for Menchville, respectively. That's Boyd Johnson. All right, let's take a look at our YouTube page. Check us out on YouTube as well. Great YouTube page by the students. Just type in NNPS Telecom. You'll see it. YouTube is powered by Google, of course.
Yeah, and YouTube is such a big change and shift in the way that people consume
audio, video,
consume their entertainment these days, Greg. So
they got a YouTube Red channel now, too.
YouTube Red is a big thing.
Trying to compete against Netflix and
Hulu, Amazon Prime.
Yeah, YouTube Red.
The way people watch TV is changed so much in the last 4 or 5 years. And then services like that are the wave of the future.
Don't forget sports highlights Mondays at 7, 2 and 7, weekends at 9, on Cox Cable 47, Fios 17, NNPSTV.com. Live school board meetings as well. Ray Savage, right there. Went to Warwick High School, played for George Welsh, head coach of Menchville, trying to get this team back on track. We've had him on sports highlights as well. Of course, Virginia got a nice win over William Mary last week. Incomplete, flags all over the place. The official falls down. Slippery when wet.
And it looks like that this might be the rare penalty that goes in the favor of the Monarchs, maybe some pass interference.
They need any type of momentum they can get with a schedule ahead for both teams.
I'm telling you.
That time.
Defense, pass interference. 15 yards from the previous spot, and that results first down.
All right, referee doing his talking. Great job by the crew.
Big break for the Monarchs now in scoring position, and that's the benefit of throwing that deep pass. You're not always going to get a completion or a connection, but sometimes if you can get that pass interference, you can get that PI. It'll help you out. And don't forget, folks, in the fourth quarter, speaking of helping you out, we're going to help you out, help you help us. With our social connection here, folks. Texting, we're going to see how it goes down.
Nate sounds like somebody in Mayweather's corner. Hey, he's 50-0.
He is 50-0, and yeah.
At 40 years old.
Not only is he 50-0 at 40 years old, but his bank account has grown exponentially, Greg, should we say, from the pay-per-view revenue.
Best boxer I've seen in that division since Sweet Pea.
Yeah, Sweet Pea Whitaker, local legend.
We had him on Sports Highlights several years ago.
Boxing Hall of Famer.
Had so many great boxing matches on HBO and ABC. And Sweet Pea boxed at the Norfolk Scope, Hampton Coliseum as well. Fumble. Menchville does the smart thing, but right now, Menchville needs to do something. Beautiful night. What great weather in September. Of course, yours truly's birthday month. Great month.
Yes.
Nate, you were born in August?
Yeah, I was born in August, and had my birthday last month. And
just ageless, right?
Yeah, like a fine wine, my friend, like a fine wine.
Like Texas. And Michelle, September 16th. Michelle Price. She went to Menchville, an alumni.
I knew there was something I liked about her.
Sam Price, all of them.
So many great alumnus from Menchville.
Ray Price with Damari. Starts with an M at least. Flags all over the place. Bethel just almost like a wrestling move there. It's almost like he showed him on the grass.
Doing his best Hulk Hogan impression. What you gonna do, brother?
How's the podcast going?
The podcast is great.
Offense. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
4th down for the Monarchs. I would go for it. And, again, speaking of going for it, I am in the 5th year of the podcast, The Kings of Sport, myself and Marcus Vanderberg from Yahoo Sports. And we just passed our 200th episode, so you can go on iTunes and Stitcher and check us out.
William Beverly played for Dennis Kozlowski. He was a principal as well. Happy to be coaching at his alma mater. Kind of like Stephon Welsh will be at Woodside's basketball team.
Yeah. And, again, that we've seen so many instances of people coming back and giving back to their alma maters here.
Bethel again will get the ball. Menchville just trying to get some type of momentum here in the second half. Nate, scoring recap.
And we've seen so much scoring here, and I think the key for Bethel is the way that they started early with Kareem Hunt. We saw Hunt and the connections to King. But for Menchville, we saw that one lone drive where you saw Kajika Sarvis give it up in the middle to Matthew Banton. We thought that was going to be a big difference for Menchville. We thought that was going to be the start of something big. But unfortunately, it was not, folks, because Menchville had 2 costly penalties towards the end of the first half. Gave the ball right back to the Bethel Bruins. Bethel took advantage. Again, that connection, Hunt to King, is still that thing, and Bethel went on to score again. And now you see they still have this lead, and Menchville not finding a way to get back into this thing, folks. And again, coming up in the 4th quarter, get your phones ready, because we are going to be sending that shout-out, sending that call out to you to talk to us, to text us. It's going to be a connection and intersection, if you
Interactive.
will. Interactive.
We heard Superman at halftime.
We heard Superman.
Where's the Batman at?
I was going to say, maybe the Joker will reach out and text us.
Gotham, a great show. All right, Bethel's got it going right to left in the white, gold, and black pants. Coached by William Beverly. Of course, Bethel had great players we mentioned back in the 80s. And in the 70s, too. Sean and Jimmy Gale both went to Ohio State. Sean Gale, we had him on Sports Highlights, also played for the Bears, too.
Yeah.
This is way before Iverson got there. Bethel's had excellence since Shoop was the coach and Kaz. I mean, Bethel in 74 won the state championship. Hampton won it in 75. Bethel won in 76. Hampton won it again in 77.
Yeah.
Back when very few teams made it.
Yeah. And now we're kind of, we've seen Phoebus dominate recently.
Heritage in 2000.
Stepped up, in 2000.
And Bethel off to the races. Looking like Rodney Howard out there. But great run by number 30 for the Bruins in the white and gold. Brewington Parker.
Woo. Brewington Parker.
He's brewing tonight. The iced tea is brewing.
He is percolating. And again, great job right there by Bethel. Just open up the hole, let the young man go through it. And speaking of opening up, we're going to open it up to you guys and girls in the 4th quarter. We're getting interactive, folks, so get your phones ready.
Tell us your name and your city. We'll give you a shout out. William Beverly shouting out to his team right now. Up by 20. Greg Pickaveris, Nate Milton, glad you're with us with Jordan Motley. 27th year of exclusive live coverage. Our first live game was Ferguson-Hampton. Nate, you were part of that as well.
Yep. And that was an event. You know, we had the parade floats going up and down Warwick Boulevard, and it was a great broadcast to be a part of, and we're still bringing the TD to this day, folks.
I would say that and our state championship are 2 memorable games.
Yep.
Because it was Ferguson versus Hampton. It was Vic versus Curry.
Yeah.
And, of course, they played against each other in college, Tech in North Carolina.
Yep. 2 of the all-time greats, Michael Vick and, of course, Ronald Curry, who played for the Oakland Raiders in the NFL.
And been an assistant football coach.
Yep.
Bethel on the outside, they're doing it well. They don't want to stop the clock, though. No reason to.
No, you want to keep that clock moving. The clock is your friend if you're Bethel. The clock is your enemy if you're out there wearing purple and gold for the Menchville Monarchs. So Menchville has got to make a stop. They've got to make a stop. They've got to get that ball back, and then they got to find a way to score.
27-7, the Bruins. Bethel's already played 2 games this year. You like the fact that teams play before school because you really don't have a lot of support before the school starts.
It's interesting because I remember, back when I was playing, it felt like the season started right when school started.
Or after Labor Day.
Or after Labor Day. But now, like Jordan, they've already got 3 games in the books.
30% of their season's done.
And so, yeah, it's
only September 8th.
It's a little different. I understand, for scheduling purposes.
Menchville's got to make better tackling than that.
Yeah, talk about scheduling. The defense needed to schedule a little bit better on that last play. But we're scheduling something for the fourth quarter, folks. We're going to get interactive with you. Don't forget to get your phone, text us, let us know where you're at, where you're calling from.
William Beverly, great job by director Bill Barlow and his crew. Beverly went to Bethel, played for Dennis Kozlowski on some great teams in the 80s. Bethel's 84 team as good as any team I've ever seen play.
And Beverly and Savage, not just adversaries from the sidelines, but they played on the gridiron against each other back in the day. So this is nothing new for Beverly and Savage.
That's the end of the third quarter with the score. It is the Bruins 27, the Monarchs 7. We'll be back after these messages.
Ultimate Frisbee is a team sport in which players seek to score points by passing a Frisbee to a teammate over the opposing team's goal line. Ultimate Frisbee is a fun, intense, fast-paced sport that is being widely recognized across the United States. For more information, contact your local recreation center.
You're going to need me. You're going to need us. All of us. You're going to need our technical skills, our math, our engineering skills. You're going to need our help with your water, your air, your food. You're going to need our organizational skills, our problem-solving skills. You're going to need our determination, our honesty, our compassion. You're going to need the next generation of leaders to face the challenges the future will bring. And we promise we'll be there when you need us.
All right, back in the fourth quarter, 27-7. Bethel threatening again on the outside, and they don't waste any time. Bethel scores again. Storm, and more Storm.
Keshawn Storm,
number 4.
The senior does it again. And this unrelenting wave of offense by Bethel might just put Menchville away. Here you go. A few weeks ago was the anniversary of Michael Jackson. His birthday had passed, and right here, Bethel, don't stop till you get enough. They're going out there continuing to put the points on the board.
And it ain't the quiet storm tonight.
Man.
33-7, live on TV, live online. Glad you're with us.
Any reports of Bethel's demise were greatly overrated, folks. Bethel is here. They bouncing back after a disappointing start to the season. But this, all it takes, Greg, is one game to turn your season around.
We also want to wish condolences to the wavy helicopter gentleman who passed away, so that'll be on hold for a good while, I was told. May his memory be eternal. Unfortunately, died in a motorcycle accident.
Absolutely. Tomorrow's not promised. We've seen that, folks. And so, again, if you're out there watching this game on Cox 47, Verizon 17, NPSTV.com, take time out to enjoy your life. I know we all get wrapped up in work and things of that nature.
Don't sweat the small stuff.
Yeah, don't sweat the small stuff. Spend time with your loved ones and your family and your friends, and enjoy life. Life is meant to be enjoyed, folks, and we are enjoying this game. Even the Monarch fans out there, they might not like the results so far, but they're enjoying this game here. Friday Night Football, we do it better than anybody here, folks. NPSTV.com.
His name was Steve Decker. May his memory be eternal. So that program has been put on temporary hold. And we saw another one, too, at the state police in Charlottesville where that helicopter went down. So those things are dangerous. You know, like any vehicle, you got to maintain them.
And, again, a helicopter went down today in North Carolina.
At Duke.
Yeah.
Going to Duke.
Again, you know, folks, tomorrow isn't promised. So enjoy your life and treat the people around you with love and respect.
33-7. Bethel playing very respectful tonight.
I was going to say, Bethel playing within the rules, being respectful, but disrespecting Menchville on the field on the scoreboard. And it is time, folks. It is time, Greg Bicoveris. Let's get interactive, brother.
All right, text 757-291-4234. Text right now, live, 757-291-4234. Type your name and city. We'll give you a shout-out.
Absolutely. Again, 757-291-4234. That is the number, the text line. Let us know your name, where you're calling from, and we will give you a shout-out, folks. Absolutely, folks. You know how it is. Jordan, the kids love texting these days, snapping,
man,
IGing.
Kids love doing it all, man. They also like going outside, believe it or not. But yeah.
Wait a minute. Kids still go outside, Jordan?
Kids still go outside, man. They
Kids are people, too.
Right.
There was a show like that way back in the day on ABC.
I can't believe kids are still going outside.
We've heard from Mindy and Janice so far.
Shout out to Mindy and Janice. Again, folks, you can text us at 757-291-4234. That is the number to get interactive. Let us know your name. Let us know where you're calling from, where you're texting from, and we will shout you out.
All right, here we go. John Kelly from Hydenwood in Newport News, thank you. One of my neighbors, I guess. I've never met him. But, John Kelly, thank you for watching.
Hey,
say hello to John.
We're all neighbors. How you doing, John? Thanks for watching the show tonight.
What's up, John, man? Thanks for watching the show. Appreciate your support.
Very good. Special shout-out to John.
Watching this action here. Again, 757-291-4234 is the number.
Incomplete. This is an event unlike other sports where football is once a week, where the travel for college teams is not that big of a deal because it's just once a week. It's the Olympic sports that are difficult during the winter and the spring when there's low attendance. But football is an event. It's a party. It's an event in Newport News once a week.
Yeah, football is always going to be the king of sports, whether you're talking high school, college, and certainly at the professional level. Football is the most popular sport in the country, and for good reason, folks.
Text us right now, 757-291-4234. Type your name and city. And, of course, we've got Aiden Stern, player of Denby High School, watching and enjoying the game. Plays for Marcellus B2 Harris. Aiden Stern says he's here at Newport News and enjoying the game live on YouTube. Of course, he's enjoying it because he couldn't be there tonight, but he's watching it on live.
Hey, it's the next
Say hello to Aiden, everybody.
How you doing, Aiden?
How you doing, Aiden?
He plays for Denby.
Can't wait to see you, man.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Jordan said he's going to see you on this field. Catch him outside. How about that? Again, text us 757-291-4234. Give us your name, where you're texting from, and we will give you a shout-out.
Speaking of a shout-out, 33-7. Bethel all over Menchville.
Yeah.
We'll have our report card. We'll have our crew list. And, of course, our Fazoli's player of the game. And right now, Nate and I are leaning toward Storm for Bethel and Sarvis for Menchville.
Yeah, Sarvis has definitely been the star for the Monarchs. But Storm and perhaps Hunt, the quarterback for Bethel. But good job by the offense. And, again, folks, you can text us. We're interactive here in the fourth quarter, 757-291-4234. We are live, folks, so text us your name, where you're residing, where you're watching us from this evening, and we will shout you out, 757-291-4234. Do it now, like a Bill O'Reilly. Do it. We'll do it live, Greg. We'll do it live.
Take a break from watching the weather. There's Savage, who played for George Welsh. Virginia really hasn't done much since George Welsh left.
Yeah, we talked about the struggles of Al Groh and, of course, Mike London, who has moved on to better things at Howard University. But UVA, I don't know what's going on up there in Charlottesville. I think they got a great program, but they've got to get back on their feet.
Bethel in the white, gold, and black.
And, of course, folks, Telecom Rising 11th graders. You know, if you're interested in TV production, if you want to be behind the scenes, or if you want to be in front of the camera up here in the booth like Jordan is, you know, you got to give the folks here at Telecom a call. You're talking about Ray Price. You're talking about Carl Daniels. You know, you talk about the Greg Lesko. You talk about the staff here that's been in place for so many years. I am somebody that has come through the Telecom program, folks, and it's just great to see how great this program has become. So if you're interested, give them a call, 757-591-4687. Hit that extension 0 for more information.
All right, shout out to Del Kari from Newport News watching.
Half the distance.
Jordan.
Still 4th down.
Del Kari.
What's up, Del Kari, man? Me and him actually go to school together. That's a great
He's
friend of
watching
mine.
the game on TV tonight?
Yeah, okay.
Very nice.
What's up, Del Kari?
Text right now, 757-291-4234. That's 291-4234. Type your name and city. We'll give you a shout-out.
Oh, speaking of shout-outs, we got celebrities up here in the booth, Greg.
Wearing his Bahamas shirt, Elijah Price. We'll send Greg Lesko back to Hampton.
It's such a interactive here. We're interactive, folks.
Yeah, we got to be interactive. This is 2017.
Yep.
People love it. We started this a few years ago, and people love it.
Yep. We are live, folks, live here on Channel 47, nnpstv.com. Again, 757-291-4234.
12 men on the field. Half the distance. Still 4th down.
And this is the biggest event of the weekend, folks. This is it, folks. We are live, 757-291-4234. Interactive, folks. Do it now.
And there's a punt by Menchville. As we're getting later and later in the fourth quarter, Bethel again across the 30, going outside. It's been all Bethel, 33-7. Again, Jordan, one touchdown ain't enough.
One touchdown, not for a team like Bethel. You have to put points on the board as fast as possible. You can't be just settled for a score and think you're going to win the game, no matter how good you think you are.
And again, Menchville, that team searching for an identity. Who are we? What are we doing here? That's what Menchville's got to figure out.
Other texters chiming in. Hello, Kendall Bell and Marquise from Ferrum College. Played at Menchville and Woodside last year. Both recruited to play football at Ferrum. Thank you for watching live football on TV. Kendall and Marquise.
1st and 10, Bethel.
Shout out to those young men again.
Shout out to my man Kendall, man. He was doing big things at Woodside. He was part of that, the ball club last year.
Oh, my goodness. This is a special, special shout-out. This is Staff Sergeant Dotson in the U.S. Army Station watching right now in Seoul, South Korea.
Wow.
Somebody's watching us in Korea right now.
That's crazy.
Wow. Hello, South Korea. By the way, the Winter Olympics in South Korea.
Yes.
Talk about what our military men will be proactive then.
Exactly.
A listener and watcher from South Korea right now watching.
Shout out to our men and women in uniform out there in Seoul, South Korea again. Shout out to Staff Sergeant Dotson. We appreciate you watching this show this evening or this morning, depending on where you are.
Right.
Got some updates. We'll pass them along to you. Ocean Lakes 20.
Ref trying to counteract right here before he talks.
He's milking it for TV.
Holding. Offense. 10 yards from the spot of that foul. Still 1st down.
Almost academic, though, Nate, because it's going to be hard to overcome a 26-point deficit with 10:27 left. Again, thank you to our military all over the world in Seoul, South Korea. At one time, Korea was one country, before North Korea got involved. But anyway, text 757-291-4234, 757-291-4234. Type your name and city. We'll give you a shout-out.
Absolutely, folks. Fourth quarter, we are interactive and we are live here on Channel 47, .com, all around the world. We just heard from a viewer in South Korea, so we are live, folks.
We sure are.
Wow.
It makes all the work we've done. You know, Ray and I and Paul Cummings, we got an award from the Newport News City Council, but this is a worldwide council listening and watching tonight. I mean, unbelievable.
And you can tell there's a difference when the lights are on, the lights, the camera, the action. And I'm wondering, Jordan, you were on the Woodside team last year, and when we broadcasted a lot of your games, and I'm wondering, did you notice a difference? Were you guys aware that we were out here when you were on the field?
Yes. It was a big difference, actually. It felt like we was on TV at a main stage, man. It was a huge deal.
We did your playoff games too.
Right. It was a huge deal, but I was glad we was able to perform well.
All right, Bethel's performing well all night, and they've done it for 48 minutes, and you have to be a winning team, winning attitude. It starts with the weight room, conditioning, getting along with your teammates, because like it or not, you're with these teammates a lot.
Outside of that one drive that Menchville had in the second quarter, it's been all Bethel tonight.
And we hear back from the gentleman in South Korea. Thank you for the shout-out. Me and my unit just heard it. Now that makes what we do worthwhile 24/7. His entire unit. Hello, unit in South Korea. We love you. You guys are doing a great job. We love our military. This makes it worthwhile when people from South Korea are listening to our broadcast.
Especially, for folks around the country that may not know, this is a military town here in Newport News.
Langley, Fort Eustis.
Yep. We are very invested. Norfolk in our military.
Oceana,
in this area.
Virginia Beach.
We appreciate their service. So again, shout out to the men and women in uniform.
And we've had several presidents been here and have their ships christened as well.
Yep. Well, shout out to the men and women all around the globe. We appreciate your service. And again, if you want to get a shout out from Greg and myself, text us right now, 757-291-4234. Give us your name, give us where you're at, and we will give you a shout out here live, folks. What city, where you calling from? It's like where in the world is Carmen San Diego? Where in the world are you watching this game tonight?
Where's Menchville?
Where? I haven't seen Menchville since the second quarter, if we're being frank here, folks.
Bethel punting. And a wobbly punt. Not much there. Bethel can let up a little bit because there's not much time left. But regardless, when they play the Hamptons, the Phoebus, and those teams, they have to put the gas on for 48 minutes.
What Bethel did tonight was they bounced back. They've taken some L's early this season, but they bounced back against a Menchville team that, they showed flashes. But Menchville, let's be real, folks. I like the heart and the effort that these kids have put out here tonight, but at this stage of the game, they're not a great team. So Bethel should come out here and beat Menchville. Now, the test is when you play those teams that are better than you, when you're playing Hampton, when you're playing Phoebus, when you're playing Woodside. Let's put it out there. When you're playing teams that are better than you, can you go out there and make the same amount of noise?
Menchville still fighting, incomplete.
Anybody could be a bully, but can you stand up to the bully? That's the question.
All right, the executive producer, she's here. Michelle Price went to Menchville. Call her Dr. School Board herself. Coordinating producer of tonight's game. With us since 1992, Ray Price. Director since 1993, Mr. I Gotta Eat at 5 o'clock dinner, Bill Barlow. Our wonderful engineer, Greg Lesko, who spent time in Hampton as well. And a guy did a little announcing on our YouTube game, Carl Daniels, working with the students 24/7, getting the job done. Nate will take care of the students in just a moment.
And again,
Elijah Price goes to Deer Park.
Elijah,
not the bottled water, folks.
The next generation of Prices on the rise. But let's get to the students. Our students have done a great job tonight. So let's send a shout out to our student crew. We got Ryan Mullen, Jose Sullivan, Derek Miracle, Brianna Harrison, Mark Brown, Keontae Curry, Javier Rodriguez, Brandon Nault, Iron Mike Tyson. No, not Iron Mike Tyson. It's Tyson Odette. We got DC Darren Cooper, Victoria Holmes, the X-Man Xavier Davis, Alexis Alexander, Deja Downtown Brown, Jordan Motley up here in the booth with us, folks, Gabe Odachowski, Mary Wright, and, of course, Lorenzo Green, our student crew. They have done an excellent job tonight, folks.
And all the best to Tyson's father, a good friend of mine, Paul. All the best to you, Paul, and health and happiness for the future.
I don't think you folks out there understand. You know, I'll reiterate it one more time. This is a live game brought to you by 11th and 12th graders. There's some college, a lot of colleges for that matter, D1 schools that don't do live broadcasts. And folks, we are bringing it to you live here on nnpstv.com. And again, shout out to Fazoli's for providing the food for our crew tonight. They feed us, let them feed you. Fazoli's.com.
Menchville down 33-7. And the purple, gold, and white run into a block of Bruins. Text right now, folks, live right now. Text 757-291-4234. That's 757-291-4234. Type your name and city. Nate and I will give you a shout-out live right now, 291-4234.
Now you see a great shot, Greg, of Coach Savage talking to his quarterback, Kajika Sarvis. Trying to motivate the young man like they didn't win tonight, but Kajika Sarvis, he's going to be a player to watch for in the next year or so.
And Bethel, if they get this win, which they should, they'll be 1-2. Menchville 0-2.
Yeah, and that one makes all the difference in the world. You can rest a little bit easier. You can walk a little bit taller when you have that that win on your record.
And the Bruins' lineage of success for several decades all started with Shoop and Kaz. A lot of y'all remember Bolin Shoop. Bethel lost to Indian River in the playoffs last year, but they made it. They went 6-5 and they made it. Menchville 1-9. Bruins won 35-16. They've almost got the same amount of points, but it's 33-7. Bruins up by 26 with 6 minutes left in this game. This game has already gone 2 hours and 14 minutes.
Yeah, it's about 2 hours too long for Menchville. They had about that 14-minute drive, that great drive in the second quarter. Other than that, it's been all downhill for the Monarchs.
Again, all the best to the people in Florida and Texas, Puerto Rico.
Yep.
And, of course, all the islands that have been hit by Irma. One thing we can't control, that's the weather.
Yeah,
no government can control the weather.
Nope.
I call that the even page. We're all even.
So not just Florida and the Caribbeans out there.
We've been hit by Isabel, too.
Our people in Carolina and the Outer Banks, and, of course, the people in Houston still recovering from Harvey. So, be safe out there, folks, watching us on the Internet or watching us here in Newport News. Be safe and pets are very important, too, in these storms because your pets, we love them. We might think our pets are people, but they cannot protect themselves and defend themselves when these natural disasters occur. So while you're evacuating yourself, make sure to bring your pets along.
Bethel just running around. Bethel's big rivalries over the years have been Hampton, Phoebus, and Kickingham.
No rivalry here tonight, though, folks. It has been all Bethel for the most part.
Yeah, we did this game back in the 90s. Bethel won. Of course, last year, they won 3 state championships, all under Dennis Kozlowski. Menchville, of course, has not had postseason success. Menchville's been more of a basketball school than football school. A lot of great success in basketball under Pop Pitts and Greg Henderson, but not in football. Just not their sport.
No.
Let's just be real. Maybe one day. Maybe when Elijah gets old enough. But not right now. But occasionally you'll see a good play, and you got to get little bullet points like that. Like little checkpoints. Check off this.
Yeah.
Okay, did I hustle tonight? Yes. Was I listening to my coach? Yes. Did I get along with my teammates? Yes. Did we score enough points? No. Did we sustain? No.
Yeah.
Did we win? No. And really all people remember at the end of the season is the W's.
Well, it starts with, did you give individual effort? Then after that, did your team give maximum effort? And after that, did you execute? And I could say I've seen lots of individual effort, but it's still the execution is not there yet for the Menchville Monarchs.
$4:15 left in this game. It's over.
They got this report card. I'm waiting for these people. I've got my pencil, got my red pen, getting ready to mark out some grades, folks.
For both teams. Nate, go ahead. Fazoli's report card presented by Fazoli's.com. Nate Milton. First for Bethel.
For the Bethel Bruins, let's start on offense. I'm going to give Bethel's offense a B tonight. It hadn't been perfect, but they've taken advantage of Menchville when opportunities have arisen. Defense, you know what? Let's give them a B as well, Greg. I think they outside of that one drive in the second quarter, they pretty much contained Menchville. Overall, I give Bethel a B. There's still room for improvement. This is a team they were supposed to beat, so they came out and did what they had to do. B for Bethel.
Menchville has given up so far 72 points in less than 2 games. First for offense for Menchville, then defense.
Yeah, and by that, I can't give Menchville anything higher than a D on defense. Let's start with that defense first, Greg, because that to me is the biggest thing. Their defense has made so many mistakes, and when they've done the right things, they've shot themselves in the foot by getting personal foul penalties. You can't do that and expect to win. So a D on defense. I give them a D on offense, even though I've liked a lot of what
got to be transparent.
Yeah, I've liked what the quarterback has done, Sarvis. I've liked what Sarvis has done, and they had a great run earlier by Matt Banton.
And our Fazoli's player of the game for Bethel is the running back Keeson Storm. For Menchville, as Nate just said, is Kajika Sarvis. Fazoli's players of the game.
Absolutely. Have a slice on us, boys.
Pepperoni or sausage or cheese.
Yeah, not a good game for Menchville. Again, D on offense, D on defense, and D overall. But they have hustle. You got to give them that. But hustle is not enough if you're not executing, and that's what we've seen.
Also want to give a shout-out to Chris James and Beth Scott. Thank you for both of y'all for what you do for the Newport News school system. And Citrina Williams, how can I not forget Citrus, my buddy. She supports the Newport News Greek Festival all the time. Of course, Ray's family does. And, of course, we hope to see everybody there October 19th through the 21st. For more, go to newportnewsgreekfestival.org. It's been all Bethel. Nate, with 2:20 and some change left, it's now time.
Yes, it is time, folks. First one of the season. And I'm ready, and Jordan has not been a part of this before, Jordan, but in honor of the late, great Dandy Don Meredith on Monday Night Football, we have to serenade the loser of this game. Unfortunately, as a Menchville alumnus, it hurts my heart, Menchville, but for you guys, turn out the lights, the party's over. They say that all good thing must end. Call it a night. The party is over, and tomorrow, and maybe next week, Menchville, we'll do the same old thing again.
Oh, my
gosh. Jordan is dumbfounded right now.
Hey, doing his George Benson singing tonight. Greg Lesko says he wants to join him in the next game.
I'll tell you what, Greg can join me, and then maybe Carl, and we'll form a trio.
We have fun, folks. 27 years of excellence. Again, all our games are memorable. What we talked about, Ray and I talked about, the two most memorable was our first live game way back in '95. You were part of it, and, of course, the 2000 state championship game as well.
Absolutely.
But 27 years, we've seen all the teams in Hampton and Newport News.
And getting a chance to watch Menchville and Bethel because of the rescheduling.
I love it, though. Newport News versus Hampton.
Yeah.
I love it. We've done this game before in the 90s. We did Bethel and Warwick. We've done Hampton when they played Menchville and Denby. And when Hampton played Ferguson and Warwick. And Heritage, of course. Bethel going left to right with 1:36 left.
Again, folks, we want to send a shout out to everybody. Get your last minute text in 757-291-4234. Give us your name, your city, and we will shout you out there. You see the cheerleaders, hey, they have not lost their enthusiasm because they know they're on TV on Cox 47, Verizon Fios 17, and NNPSTV.com from Boston to Boise, Fargo to Fresno, Seoul to St. Louis, and all points in between. We are causing a panic all around the planet. Thank you for joining us this week for another edition of Friday Night Football.
And congratulations to all the college teams playing on Saturday, pro teams on Sunday. Less than a minute now. This game is pretty much in the books. Bethel will go to their first win of the year, 1-2. Hard to believe 30% of the season for Bethel is done.
Yeah.
Menchville will dip to 0-2. They're going to get back to the drawing board.
Absolutely.
7 points in both games.
Yeah, and you know it's one thing you got to bounce back from. And as we're winding down, Jordan, if you're Menchville, if you suffer yet another loss, what positive can you take from this?
you scored. You made some positive plays. Y'all didn't really give up, but you just got to go back to the drawing board and get ready for the next game.
Well said. And good luck to you the rest of the season as well, playing for the Wolverines.
Yes.
It's kind of like a catch-22. Like, we like Jordan up here in the booth, but we want Woodside to have success, so that means he won't be in the booth.
I think he likes it up here better than Woodside. Anyway, all right, this game is over. It took 2 hours and 22 minutes. It's a final, and the score is Bethel 33, Menchville 7. We'll be back after these messages.
Oops. Uh-oh. Sorry.
Get on top of it before they do. Every 24 minutes, tipped furniture or a falling TV sends an injured child to the emergency room. Preventing tip-over incidents is easy, inexpensive, and only takes 5 minutes. Learn how to secure your furniture and TVs to protect children at anchorit.gov.
All right, Bethel wins it 33-7 at Todd Stadium against the Menchville Monarchs. Greg Bickaveras, Nate Milton, glad you're with us. And, of course, our student announcer as well.
Absolutely, Jordan. We had a great night of football here. Unfortunately for the Menchville Monarchs, they continue their winless streak. Bethel breaks their losing streak and comes out of here with a tough win, a good win in Todd Stadium. Fun night, folks.
And Bethel was led by Storm.
Yeah, Bethel led by Storm, assisted by Hunt, and Coach Beverly and them boys walk out of here with a good win over Coach Savage. They were rivals on the field. Now they're rivals on the sidelines, and this was a big win for Bethel. We'll see how it helps them as they progress in their season.
Bethel improves to 1-2. Menchville dips to 0-2. And like we said, Menchville's got to reset.
Menchville definitely has to hit that reset button. You know, sometimes when you wake up, you're having a bad day, you need to hop back in bed, hop back in the shower, and get your day restarted. And that's what Menchville's got to do, go back to the drawing board.
Jordan, all the best to you and the Woodside Wolverines.
Thank you very much, Greg.
I'm sure you enjoyed it tonight.
I did enjoy myself. I can't wait to be back up here with the guys, man. I had a great time.
You fit in like a glove. It was a great time with all. Exactly. So I want to thank our entire crew led by Ray Price and his great production team behind the scenes, making a movie-like audio and video picture here at Todd Stadium in Newport News. You saw it live and exclusively on the #1 channel in the state of Virginia for high school sports, NNPS TV. So for Ray Price and, of course, Jordan Motley, Nate Milton, I'm Greg Bickaveras. Once again, the final score, the Bethel Bruins and William Beverly win 33-7 over Menchville. We'll talk to you soon.